It says it's live. Hey. We've been mucking around all morning with
Mucking around's a very good word for it.
With connection, so I'm not even sure whether this is going to connect properly.
We have quite literally spent the last hour and 20 minutes putting the extendable aerial hooked up to the back of the computer in the shed up the back, all around the yard and on the shed roof, trying to get reception to the IP from the fish room.
Yeah, so hopefully you can see us and you can hear us, but oh, what an effort to get it done.
There's a little bit of swearing around this place for the last hour.
So say hey if you can see us or hear us. No, you can't see us. Can you hear us?
Can't see us. Have you got the ugly settings on again?
Hang on. It says set the camera off. On. Only waiting on time and icon. But you can hear us? Is it just coming up as a picture?
It might just be coming up as the Simple Joys.
Oh, Papa can see and hear.
Awesome.
Maybe you refresh, Deborah.
There's a mic, babe. You probably don't have to yell.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to yell. That's the sort of morning we've had. Oh, dear. Well, we're coming to you from the fish room, so...
I've ever tried moving the computer outside of the house, and we're in a country area here with really bad reception. We can only use wireless.
Oh, dear.
There's no ADSL cables or anything like that. It's all wireless Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So this is our fish room, if you can see. Bring that out.
A bit later on, if this stream continues and we don't drop out, I'll take the camera and give you a look around at some of the other tanks.
I'm buffering. It comes. Oh, hopefully it sorts itself out.
You don't have to speak that loud.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, hopefully it sorts itself out. We're waiting on better internet service out this way, so can't wait for the day. And breathe.
I made coffees about an hour ago for us too. They're stone cold now. We're supposed to be having Pam and Rick join us on this stream. So
yeah, I sent a link to her, so hopefully it all went through.
That's something else we've never done either. Tried linking up to share the live stream.
Yay, excellent. Thanks, Deborah.
Awesome.
Thanks, Papalonis. So I'm not even sure on how I invite Pam and Rick. I only just sent a link, so I hope that's correct. I've never done it before.
And one of those lights has gone out.
Yeah. How are you today, Deborah?
Have we been approved yet, Papa Linus?
Yeah, he approved us up at the top.
All right. Just
Papa Linus approves this message. So.
Okay, looks like this stream might actually work. Unreal.
What's going on down under? A lot of stressing at the moment.
We've had the aerial on the shed roof, on the fence, on the clothesline, on a ladder, on moving it around the yard.
Because we've got solar panels on the top of this roof, I think it's having an interference with the solar panels. And
Collette thinks the solar panels on the shed roof are interfering with the signal.
I think it is. Yeah, I really think it is.
And then we nearly got it done a couple of times, and every time we shut the shed door, it dropped out again.
Yeah.
And without the shed door, all the sun comes in and just reflects off the fish tanks.
So if we drop out again, we will have to sort something out better.
We'll have to move in the house.
Yep, sort something else out. Yeah, it's only got what, 4 solar panels on the roof?
Oh no, there's a hole. There's about. I'm trying to convert measurements in my head. I know there's about 5 meters, but I don't know what that is in measurements.
Running off battery banks.
About 5 yards.
I'm not sure how it does.
No, how they work it here, it's power supplied through your electric lines, but when you've got solar panels, that feeds back into the grid, and you get like whatever you put back into the grid, you get money off your bill from it.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm not 100% sure because the landlord actually does all that because we're only renting here. He put the solar panels on when there was a rebate for him. The government did a big scheme across Australia to try and get more solar power. So anyone who put solar panels on got a rebate and got them cheaper. And then so much of your power bill gets lowered because of your solar panels. Which is an awesome idea because every roof in Australia should have solar panels on it, the amount of sun we get here.
Hi, Jennifer.
In ages, how are you?
Hey, have you noticed that I didn't have to move the camera in reverse?
Oh.
Because we don't have words behind us.
What about my shirt?
Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, that's back to front.
We got one of our shirts sent to us
Yes,
a few days ago.
it will read backwards, but I don't want to have to play with. I heard your belly rumble then.
The simple
Hi,
joys,
Rebecca.
and then inside it just keeps saying, take time for the simple joys, sun and 2 fish. Not only because we love fish and we've got fish tanks everywhere, but Collette and I are both Pisces. So 2 little fishies.
You need to move forward again. Okay, so does anybody else know? I sent the link to Pam and Rick to be able to join. So they just click that. I don't have to do anything else. Any help?
We've never done panels or shared a live stream at all. We've only done 3 live streams ourselves so far.
That coffee is way down too low. We need a bigger table up here.
Cheers, everyone.
So thanks for joining us. We'll just wait and see what happens with Pam and Rick.
G'day, Rebecca. How you going? It's been a little while since I've caught you too, Rebecca.
So
We've been so busy lately.
So they just click it and they automatically come in, Papa Linus? I don't have to approve them because I've already sent the link.
You're asking the right person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 tanks around us in here.
Hi, Steve, all the way from down under. There you go, Linda.
There's Steve, Linda's husband.
Yeah, she doesn't
Hey,
believe.
Steve, how you going?
Doesn't believe that she's talking to us. The Google Hangout link, yeah.
I didn't bring my glasses up to the shed either, so I can't read the comments from here.
I'll have to relay it to you.
All right, can you see them big fish in the background? There's a couple of them.
Hi, the Dark Slayer.
Hey, Dark Slayer, one of our new subs. Welcome to the
yesterday.
live stream, Dark Slayer. We're trying to live stream from the fish room up in the shed today. We've had a heap of trouble getting it set up, but I think we're finally there.
Hi, Morty. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Morty.
Hi, Morty. Hey, Morticia, thanks for coming in. Where are you from, Dark Slayer? Are you in the States? You'll have to relay any comments. I don't need to know, Bob.
Well, Morticia said, hi, loves. I had a frog in my throat. Doing well, thanks. Hey, WKCZR.
Hey, Dave, how you going, mate?
Exactly 10:30 in the morning. He lives in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
That's Dark Slayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Sandy.
Simply Sandy.
The fish look awesome. Hi, Tony Sue.
Thank you. We'll try and spin the camera around after to show you a few of the other tanks in here. There's 6 tanks in here. That's just one behind us. It's got the big Oscars in it.
I'm not game to touch anything.
I know, right? Yeah, the one behind us has got 3 Oscars. They're about 11 inches each. 2 big silver sharks. They're about the same. You see the silver sharks now.
Yeah.
And then in the bottom of that tank somewhere, there's a big albino pleco and an African featherfin catfish.
I can't, if I sit back too far, I can't read the screen. So, oh my goodness.
No, that's all right. Yeah, so we've had those Oscars for a while now. That's Audrey and Seymour, and the big one is Sylvia.
Bala sharks, yes.
Yeah, Bala sharks. Yep. They're big ones, eh? I rarely see them as big as these ones. Got them for a really good deal inside a little 4-foot tank. Well, we call a 4-foot tank little because that's the smallest tanks we got here.
Yeah, they do take a lot of work to maintain.
We've been going non-stop for the last 2 days, constantly, just to get these 6 tanks up and clean and running really well and set out where we want them.
Hi, Michelle.
Then to make it harder here too, we're only on rainwater tanks. So we haven't got town water. So everything I do with these tanks is all by bucket.
Yeah. And we've got another 2 big, a 6-foot and a 5-foot still in the house that have to come down yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the tanks up here are about 100 gallon roughly.
Yeah.
Each, that is. I'm slowly trying to get used to converting measurements. We use litres for our tanks usually. Most of the time we don't even do litres, we just do the size of them, like 4-foot, 5-foot and 6-foot tanks are the most common.
Yeah, Brisbane's about an hour away. Grant was in Brisbane yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I had to take our youngest boy. He did really well in sports at school. He beat all the schools around this area, got into the finals and had to go down to the regionals.
Yeah.
And that's the really big stadium in Brisbane. So that's where I went yesterday, took him.
In his event.
So out of all the regions in this part of Queensland, there was about 20 of them down there. And they took the first 8 out of those 20 to go into 9. So he just missed out on finals.
Yeah, he just missed out on going to nationals, didn't he?
Yeah,
the next one is nationals. Morticia had a 150-gallon tank with sharks years ago. That's a lot of work.
Excellent.
Linda said, how far is the Great Barrier Reef?
Oh, right up the coast.
It's about 9 hours drive, isn't it?
About 9 hours drive. People are going to get sick of me saying how big Queensland is, but it really is huge. It's massive. Queensland's the one on the east side of Australia, the big pointy one.
They're Oscars, albino Oscars and tiger Oscars in the tank behind us.
One of them is an albino lutino. The other one's an albino tiger Oscar. And then there's a normal tiger Oscar in with them as well.
No, we were both born in Queensland, yes. Both in Ipswich.
Don't tell people that.
In Ipswich? We were both born in Ipswich Hospital.
I only say that because Ipswich has got a bad reputation around here. It's like if you tell them you're from Ipswich, they want to see in your shirt to see if you've got a second head hiding anywhere.
Yeah. Well, where was the Thornbirds filmed? I have no idea.
Thornbirds? That's an old movie, eh? Or was that?
I'm no good with movies.
I think Victoria, which is one of the southern states.
Below.
Yep. In America, the northern states get colder and more snow, and the southern states get hotter, don't they? Because it's the opposite here. The southern states, Tasmania, Victoria, South Australia, even New South Wales, all get colder temps and a bit of snow. And then the northern side of Australia is really humid and hot.
Okay, the movie was about 20 years ago.
Yeah, I thought so. Was it Sigrid Thornton in the Thornbirds?
You need to get your glasses. Deborah said the Oscars were different colours. They were in big and pretty mean. And Tony Sue said a few years ago when there was an attempt to convert the whole world to metric systems, I think it's more accurate.
Yeah, we got one more Oscar still in the house, and it's a bit bigger and it's really aggressive. It can only be in the tank by itself.
She's a pain in the ass is what she is. She can't go into any tank with anybody else.
Got to have a big tank just for one fish. It's ridiculous. And they need the room because they're a big fish. But these ones behind us, they've always been really nice and placid. They're beautiful.
McLeod's Daughters, Morticia. She loved the Aussie show, something Daughters, McLeod's Daughters.
Yeah, it was McLeod's Daughters.
And they were sheep shearers, sheep farmers.
On McLeod's Daughters. Yeah.
I think, not sure.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah.
There's McLeod's Daughters, Flying Doctors, Country Practice.
Yeah.
All of those are old ones that were set in like rural Australia.
My mum loved McLeod's Daughters.
Any of you guys got fish at all?
I did send that link, so I'm not real sure. I'll just quickly.
Is it possible to message you? Yeah, I've got flower horns in the tank beside us too. I got them from Tiny Little Fry. When I got them, they were only about that big, and they're really starting to come on now. So I've got flower horns on that side of us. This tank you can see beside us. Trick yellows beside me. And then after that, I've got albino convicts that have just had babies. There's about 200 babies in there.
Okay, Morticia says not anymore. Tony Sue loved the Thornbirds. She has the book and the movie, and she's always wanted to see Australia. And Linda's got no fish but 2 dogs, and Michelle's got not anymore. You need to get your glasses.
Well, I want to do
Sorry, people.
I want to do a fresh coffee. Do you want yeah, in chat?
Oh, we'll do coffees soon.
Coffee and
not
glasses.
just yet. I don't want a coffee just yet. Is Shoot the Shit on the other streams? Maybe. I'm not sure. Hang on. Maybe if I send her this link. Hang on.
We had organised with Pam and Rick to hook up with them about an hour ago, at least. But it took us that long to try and get the computer set up here in the shed. It's been ridiculous. Planned on doing sort of hour and a half on our live stream and then going over to the porch about 11 o'clock, at 9 o'clock. That's American time.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock over there.
When Pam and Rick start.
No, 9 o'clock then.
Yeah.
But we were planning on going on at 7 o'clock Eastern time, which was 9 o'clock here. But I just resent them a link, so I'm not sure. They might join us at 11.
Oh, okay. Instead of doing their stream.
How many tanks do we have?
In the shed here around us, we got 6. And then I've got another 2 really big ones in the house. And then 1, 2, 3 smaller ones in the house also. So all up, there's 11 tanks.
Yeah. She named her daughter Megan after the Thornbirds. Deborah Daly's got 4 dogs, 1 cat, and 1 gecko. Maticia's doing
Who's that, Deborah Daly?
Yeah.
Her geckos are gorgeous. That's a leopard geckos. If any of you haven't seen her geckos, she's got a couple of videos on them. They're so cute.
Deborah, or you mean Dorothy?
Is it Dorothy with the leopard geckos?
Yeah.
Ah, you got geckos too, Deborah. Are yours leopard as well? Sorry, everyone.
Morticia's trying to do a meditation session in 3 hours. She's trying to set that up. Our biggest problem today was getting connection.
Everything else went really good. Collette set up the computer and the camera and everything on a little table up here and ran leads from the house. But we can't just pick up our Wi-Fi normally. We've got to have an external aerial up on the roof. And that's been the big problem.
Yeah. And we're running around the backyard. Oh my goodness.
We should have been video.
My head was spinning that we couldn't get a connection. It was just wow. Thanks. Yeah, it's just hard work. And yes, yeah. We didn't want to let people down because we had planned it. What was it? Planned to do a live stream. So it was like under pressure.
We've got a lot of new subscribers over the last week too, so I was hoping to see some new faces and catch up with everyone.
And like, because Grant wasn't home yesterday, because he was in Brisbane with our son, it was just a day away, wasn't it? So yeah. It was like he lost a day.
Well, I was up at 6 a.m. and then I was gone nearly all day down at Brisbane doing the sports with him. Yeah. And then by the time I got back last night, we started doing more fish tanks. And it was about 1:30 this morning. We went to bed. So it was a big day yesterday.
Howdy, Simply Tweebing.
Simply Tweebing.
Tony, she loves to watch fish. She had a beautiful burgundy beater for a long time. That fish knew my daughter and would get excited when she came to the tank. That's so cute. Your mum had a little beater, didn't she? And it was named Noah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get some real pretty ones, eh? Yeah. I was thinking about getting the little boys one each, but I wanted to sort out all my big tanks first.
Now that you got your fish room underway, you can do a lot more to it, add to it.
Yeah.
But you're running out of room slowly.
Well, by the time I get our last 6-foot tank up here, that's about 140 gallon.
Okay, now Morticia. I just hopefully that the aerial sorted itself out.
Must have. We haven't dropped out yet.
That we are aware of. We could be sitting here and this is
talking to ourselves.
This is old. Thank you.
I'd like to show them Sev.
Not yet. I've got
a tank here with a nice big Severum. There's Jack Dempsey's, convicts, flower horns, a couple of things in this tank, but Sev's heaps bigger than all of them. There's a gold Severum I picked up nearly a year ago, and it was in a really bad way. All of its fins were torn up and shredded, and it was beat up.
Of a butter plate.
Let's show him while he's in this corner.
No, I don't want to move the camera.
I will. I'll see how we go, everyone. I'll give it a go.
Careful. Just lift it up. This is the fish room. There you go, that's it. Yes, we've got a few names for our fish. The one that he's showing you now is Sev, and he's a Severum. Keep it straight. Keep it steady, steady. Don't move. So that's a golden Sev. That's one tank.
And
up over the back, hi Pink Stardust. Here's our fish tank of goldfish. Let's do it slow so they can see.
There's about a dozen goldfish in there. Can you see them?
So that's another one, and then do the baby convicts since you're going there. And slowly does it. So coming to you live from the fish room. Okay, do the convicts.
There's Seb again.
Okay, there's about 200 baby convicts in this tank. You need to go lower. Keep it steady.
I don't know.
You're right.
How much table I've got. Sorry, everyone. Okay, I'll get a bit closer. Can you see the babies in there?
There's those little white dots that are floating around. You move your coffee cup.
There you go. Look at that. Enjoy the simple joys.
Hi, Kimberly. Dots that are floating around, they're little baby convicts. Sit still. Make people see it. They're baby ones.
Can you see the babies? Those babies are everywhere in that tank. There's about 200 of them.
Okay, just make it slightly so you don't make people see things. And then
Okay, and then
there is, what are they? Electric yellows. Yes, they do hatch from an egg.
those babies I showed you, they're from the albinos, convicts, and they make a little nest. They lay the eggs on a flat surface first where they stick to it, then they fertilise it.
They can, at 4 weeks of age, they'll start looking at rebreeding, the mum and dad, and
Got to get them out.
we have to get them out, otherwise they'll eat the babies.
But up until that stage, they're really good parents. Okay, and then with these ones, the electric yellows, they're mouth brooders. So they carry the eggs and the babies in their mouth.
Question? Not everybody knows anything about everything about fish. I didn't know anything about chickens at first.
Okay, it's a bit hard to get the camera over there, but can you see the electric yellows?
That's his colony of electric yellows. Your arms in the way. That's the big tank at the back. That's our big display tank. That's the nicest view of the room. And then behind me,
Okay.
they don't have bubbles on at the moment, but that's all right. Here, I'll move so you're not.
Did you knock your coffee over? Collette just spilled her coffee. And it's a bit hard to get the camera close to this one too, but that's flower horns in that one. Those flower horns are a cross between red dragon flower horns and Thai silk flower horns.
Now you have to try and set the camera back up.
That's what I wanted to show Rick. I hope he comes in because I wanted to show him the flower horn. He wants one. Okay, we're going to try to set the camera up.
Okay, you're going to get a view of the roof at the moment while I try and set it back up. There we go.
All right.
Okay, don't fall.
Have to point it down a little bit. Yep. That's better.
There we go. There we go. So hopefully we're back in shot. And I spilt my coffee all over the floor.
There we go. That's a bit of a tour of what we've done so far up here.
Tony Seuss was speaking to Kimberly, saying that her aunt had a tarantula named Spidey and she loved it. There's another 2 up in the, oh, hang on. There's one 6-foot empty up in the house that needs to be moved down, and then there's another 5-foot in our second youngest bedroom, and then there's a nearly 3-foot in the kitchen and another 2-foot in the kitchen. So there's another 4 upstairs, so that will make it a total of 11 tanks.
You missed one. There's 5 upstairs.
Oh, is there?
The little worms.
Oh yes, the little.
We've got a tiny little tank with 2 loaches in it. They're just like basically an underwater worm. But they've had to have their own little tank because most of my big fish will just eat them.
You'll be addicted now, Jennifer. Jennifer just learnt today how to live stream.
I'll have to make sure I hit the bell notification for you, Jennifer, so when you have a live stream, we'll pop over and say good day. I always try, if I see anyone on my list going live, I always try and pop in and say hello for at least 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Simply Sandy says, did you see the Australian woman found some sort of unknown jellyfish, like weird thing swimming in her fish tank? No. They said they have no idea what it is, but it is strange looking.
There was a case on the news only about a week ago where a young guy went into the beach, and when he came out, all of his ankles and his feet were bleeding. There was oh, that was sea lice, but they were like sea lice on steroids, and they ate into his skin and went ballistic on him. On his feet. Yeah. But I reckon that's got a lot to do with the lack of rain. We haven't had very much rain over this winter season, so I reckon it might be because of that. It not flushing out. Yeah. What is it? Blue algae or something? What is it that you can't swim in the rivers because it's full of. Anywhere there's still water, anywhere the water's not running, it grows blue algae and it's poisonous to you. Yeah. I'm going to race upstairs and grab my glasses. No, we don't have a generator. Won't be long, people. Yeah, I do. Not to run the power. You would only be able to run one single light bulb off it. Oh, I can't go that way. I've got leads everywhere. Hey, Carl's out. Can you see him? Move your chair. You can sort of see him. Underneath the log, that's the featherfin catfish. The real character. He swims upside down and rolls around, and he's got big whiskers. Right. Do you want another coffee, seeing as how you spilt yours? Yeah. I guess. I'll move over. Yeah, well, that's what we thought when we first saw Rick's legs. You're going to get lots of bright light now because he just opened up the tilter door. Will I leave that open or do you want it shut? No, leave it open. Oh my goodness. They can be okay for a little while without power, but it's not often we lose power. I don't think Grant would let you cook him up. Oh, Rick's legs, I think, came up as big ulcers. This guy's legs that came out of the ocean bleeding. Hey, hey, Pam and Rick. Okay, this is what's going to confuse me about volume. Will it just cut in and out so we don't clash with vocals?
I'll just wait till you quit talking.
Okay, excellent. Grant's just gone to get coffee.
I love your shirt.
Thank you. I like pink.
We cannot see your chat, so I don't know what people are saying.
You can't see the chat, did you say? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. We just can't see the chat because we're on the panel.
Oh, okay. That's a shame.
I'm going to try to fix it where I can.
Yeah. Oh, it took an effort to get us up and running today.
that's okay. I told everybody to come here that we weren't going to do a live stream, that we were going to spend the evening with y'all.
Awesome.
So I sent out a tweet. You know, I'm learning that tweet business.
I haven't mastered Instagram yet. I have no idea what I'm doing over there.
Girl, don't ask me, because all I know is take a picture, send it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Because otherwise, oh, I got you going. Now I can see the cat.
I was so nervous, but I'm excited to have you all on.
Oh, I'm excited. Ooh, I feel special. I feel like I'm like, you know, visiting some famous people.
Oh, no way.
Oh, we just love
You're awesome.
Listen, I am going to save my money, because one day I'm going to come and visit y'all.
Welcome.
I got to come see them peacocks.
Yeah, you might actually hear them later.
Just make me a bed in the fish room.
Yeah, you just missed the tour, Rick. Brad
I
just did the tour.
I seen it.
Yeah, excellent.
I didn't see it, though.
No.
Oh.
And look, Ricky didn't come empty-handed. What you got?
Bug zapper. You won't need it here today.
I need it right here.
Yeah.
So
No, it's just a cotton. It's just a cotton shirt, Tony.
I love that shirt.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, I see Kim Collette.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Hey,
Can I say hi?
Got to say it again.
I wanted to say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We're on the Australian porch tonight. Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Calm down.
I'm
you
happy
ain't going to
now.
get to see none of them animals.
I'm so happy. Y'all don't even know. I'm so happy. Okay.
I said to Grant, I said, no, you're not going to bring Diesel in today. There's too many leads laying around in here.
Oh, no, he might bust out one of those tanks.
Yeah.
So, did I see a shark?
Yeah, there's Bella sharks behind us. Hang on, I'll move to the side. The silver sharks, they're over behind the log.
Is that blood parrot?
No, they're albino Oscars. There's a Latino Oscar and a tiger Oscar and an albino Oscar.
Wow.
Cool. I got one of them.
Feather thin catfish and albino pleco.
Okay, you say albino. I say albino.
I know.
Ricky says vibrator.
There's lots of different things that you say differently to us. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm just like aluminium.
Can I hear someone shooting the shit?
You can. We're on your porch.
Yeah. I like your shirt.
Oh, look at the shirt.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, that's badass. I like it.
If you have a look real close in the middle, see the two little fish?
Yeah.
I'm going to try not to be nasty on your show.
I just got to shut the door.
Y'all got a clean show. I'm going to try not to make it not. But I do like the shirt.
That's like when we're speaking about different words, you say aluminium, no, aluminum, and we say aluminium.
Oh, aluminum?
Yeah.
And you call it what?
Aluminium.
Aluminium. Well,
yeah.
They're getting close to your language.
Put some aluminum on your biberator.
Yeah.
With your albino fish.
Oh, dear.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Pam.
I'm
Hey,
so
Rick.
happy.
How you doing?
You have to wait until they speak.
All right.
I want to know, do you have the shirt on your merchandise thing?
Yes, we do. We have shirts, hoodies, singlets, lots of different things.
Did you put it on your link? Is it in the link?
Not on this one, but on our main channel it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. You know you should put them on these too.
I know, but I was having such a hard time getting everything
Oh,
up and running,
you
so I
should-
just didn't do it.
You should have seen us this morning, Pam. It was
And
a comedy of
you
errors.
asked me how to do it.
I know.
Whenever
Hi, Cheryl.
I'm told don't touch the buttons.
Mate, I've been up on the shed roof, a ladder all around the yard. I had, because we've got an aerial that plugs into the computer, and because we have a hard time picking up anything here, we're on wireless. And I had the aerial that plugs into the computer up on the roof and on the clothesline.
It's on the clothesline now.
I was running around the yard holding it up in the air trying to get reception.
Oh, at least it wasn't storming.
It's now on the clothesline, and at the moment it seems to be behaving.
At least
That's on the left.
peacock chasing you.
Peacock chasing you. Yeah,
So-
shipping is expensive, Tim.
So can I see I know
Yeah,
y'all
I've got.
Hang on.
but can you do it again?
Do the fish again.
Yeah.
Want a fish store?
Can
Yes.
we see the fish room?
Yep. Rick saw it, Pam didn't. I'm going
Rick
to
saw
move.
it. Where was Rick?
He must have been watching earlier. Hi, Steve.
Were you lurking, Rick?
I'll move
He
out.
was.
Yeah.
I don't want to spill my coffee
All
this
right.
time.
Okay, I'll start.
Right.
Well, there's a groper.
That looked like a big
Okay,
ass.
That's
if you
dope,
can
dude.
see, that's the goldfish.
Wow, that's a big tank.
And that's a
Now
5 foot.
That.
What's
I'm trying to
tank
guess
is that?
in gallons. I'd say it's probably about 100 gallon.
Wow.
Nice.
So that's just all the goldfish.
Okay, good.
Oh, that looks nice.
Is that one 100 gallon too?
Yes.
That one's probably 110.
Yeah.
What's in that one?
That's got 3 Jack Dempsey, golden Sev, 2 convicts, and a couple of bristlenose. Oh, and 2 little flower horns. They're all hiding at the
Oh.
moment, though.
Oh, there's a convict. Oh, that looks like the one we had, the white one.
I'll try and get this camera closer.
You just have to make that.
Just-
Look, you got all that.
Oh, okay, cool.
You make everybody.
Colette's helping me out.
There you go. That's Seb under the log. If you move, keep it still.
We'll go
Is that
with several.
PVC piping
Where?
in the tank?
Oh, no, that's just an ornament. This one is a clay one.
Oh, okay.
It's all the pipes are old terracotta or clay pipes, what they used to use for underground plumbing years ago.
Look at it. It's hiding back there.
Okay, and now the
That's
convicts.
the yellow Sebrum. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
gold.
golden Sev. Okay, and next I got my albino convicts that had babies. Yep.
There you go.
Oh, that looks like Pinky.
Yep.
Those fine
Oh.
dots are babies.
See all the little babies?
Keep it still.
Yes, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I think there's about 200.
and you know what we call that in the States?
Right?
Never mind, I'm going to keep it clean.
You reckon they look like little sperm?
We call them two lot lizards.
No, we don't.
Okay, and
Look
then
at all
the
those babies.
colony.
They're
They
really
don't
good
eat
parents,
those?
Pam. Those convicts are really
No, they
good
won't.
parents. They protect
Wow.
them, take them around, feed them. Is
So
Rick zapping bugs there?
what are you going to
Okay,
do to
and
the
then
convicts?
They're the first time they've bred, so we're not real sure yet.
what Pam asked?
Look
What
at
are you
that
going to do with
driftwood.
it?
Yeah, I know. Let's go.
Oh, I love that driftwood.
They're the colony of electric yellows.
Oh.
Them are African cichlids, right?
Yeah.
These are my first Africans. I nearly always have Americans.
Well,
I've got a
let me
soft
tell you
spot for
something. They're
Americans.
mean. They will kill each other.
The best ones that I've seen to get in them come from Maui.
Yeah.
We had a ton of those, and they ate each other. But they're beautiful fish.
Okay,
Yeah, they
and
are.
these ones.
Pretty.
Oh, look at that driftwood in there.
And this is the back tank with the few Oscars.
Yeah, those are like Ricky's, the tiger and the albino. Now I'm going to start calling it albino. Oh, what's that one swimming around under the...
On the bottom, that's an albino pleco.
That's a black cow on the bottom. Go too far.
You are going to be so busy. Oh, look at that one. Oh, look at the shark. We've never had any luck with the bala sharks.
They've been really good.
We nearly lost one when we first got them. It jumped out and banged its head.
Yeah.
Whoa, bug. Oh, where'd you go? Where'd they go?
Hello.
Oh, hi, Johnny Lee. We'll just talk to you. Can y'all hear us? We're just going to keep talking. I think they lost reception. I think you're going to have to go out on the roof. There they are. Now they're back.
Okay, we're back.
Now, what is this one we're looking at?
Okay, this last tank's for you, Rick. It's the flower horns.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I see the little hump. Just now getting his hump, huh? Or is that a female?
Yeah. Okay, these are Thai silk flower horns.
What color are they going to be?
A bluish grey.
They get like a real smoky blue.
That one.
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty.
Cool.
I've got all the air turned off at the moment because all the air pumps are so noisy in here with the mic.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
All these ones here, Rick, these flower horns were only tiny little things when we first got them.
Yeah. Yeah, I got mine as a little baby. And it died, so.
My son bought him two, what did he get you today?
Texas cichlids.
Two Texas cichlids.
Okay, I think that's, move it down. Not that far. I'm looking at our feet. There we go. I think that's right.
Her son got me two Texas cichlids today.
Yeah, two Texas cichlids. You got a green Texas, don't you, in that?
Oh, in that tank with the Sevrum in it, that's got a green Texas cross in it.
Cool.
I don't know what color these are going to be because he said at the store when they send them, they don't tell them what color they are.
Oh, okay, so it's a bit of a surprise, like
yeah.
lucky dip.
Yeah.
We call that a lucky dip here.
I'd like for it to be either red or white. Because they got some white ones.
I'm not sure what Springfield fans are. Sorry, Tony Sue.
Yeah, the red Texas and green Texas, eh?
Yep.
That's going to be a lot of work taking care of all those tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, upstairs I've got 150-gallon tank with a big colony of 6-bar Frontosia, they're Africans. And I've got to get all them up here. Yep, that's my last big tank.
Is that the ones with the pool balls?
With the what?
The goldfish tank. We cleaned that one out. That was really badly needing cleaning.
I was slacking because the goldfish were in it and they can put up with a lot more. I kept putting them off, cleaning them, and it got really filthy.
Goldfish poop a lot.
Yeah. Yep. So they're changed tanks now.
So all those pool balls are sitting outside in the yard ready to get high pressure hosed and cleaned up. They're all slimy.
Did you say you had some Frantosas?
Yeah, I just got them the same time I got these electric yellows about 2 weeks ago. And it's a big colony of 12 of them.
Yeah, I heard that they was really easy to take care of.
Yeah. Well, you had one jump out of the tank, didn't you?
One jumped out. Yeah, I found it on the ground.
Oh.
And it was only a tiny little hole just big enough for it to get through perfectly. It had to jump exactly the right way, and it did.
Lisa, no, I'm not naked. I got a shirt on. I'm in my gown. Lisa, if I was naked.
But none of us have got any pants on, Lisa.
Wear shirts.
And I'm not going to shock my nipple tonight, so don't even ask.
Y'all,
Oh?
Oh gosh, y'all, his nipple's black.
Oh, because he dubbed himself yesterday.
It's just a nipple.
Yes. Grant, you missed it. Grant missed it. There was a bug on him. He took that zapper thing without even thinking and zapped it. Ooh, it's black now.
So Ricky got a cripple nipple.
Hey, these things are potent.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to get hit with one of them.
I wouldn't give Collette one of them. I don't know where she'd hit me.
Hi, Big Bot. Hi, girl. And Linda. And Morticia. Too hot.
Thanks for coming in, everyone. There's heaps of people in the stream. Excellent. Thanks for coming in and saying good day.
And showing support and love.
Oh, we love it. I feel honored to be like, oh, I wish I could hug y'all. Like, you know.
When I was coming back with the coffees, I could hear you talking. I got so excited.
That ain't what she wants to hug. She wants to hug the peacock.
You got to catch him first.
Oh my goodness.
I put some seed on the ground just outside the shed door, hoping they'd come and make some noise, but they just came and ate it and took off again.
Yeah.
Are they in season?
Well, spring they should be, but I'm not real sure. They've only just started liking each other. So,
oh, they playing hard yet.
Yeah, well, normally the woman, the female, picks the males, but we've just forced her onto him.
That's why the males have got such a pretty tail and everything, because they got to impress the females, because the females pick the best looking male.
Oh.
Hi, Callie.
So that's when the males get that tail out and do the big dance and shake it around and get all sexy.
Yeah, he's doing that
wow.
for
Cheryl said that her tank, her 55-gallon, looks like one of yours.
Yeah.
Nice, Cheryl. What have you got in it, Cheryl?
I think I'm seeing your messages before you are.
Looks like it, eh?
Probably. We've probably got some lag.
Because y'all are in Australia.
Keep in mind we've got an aerial running right out to the middle of the yard sitting on top of a ladder.
That's okay. If you need to climb the porch, we'll hold the fort down for you.
Open up the back of our computer. There's a big wheel around.
Yeah.
A wheel?
Like a hamster wheel.
He's being silly.
Oh.
We don't have power. We just have hamsters and wheels in the computer.
Hey, that's what you got controlling it, right?
That's it.
So what is one of the things that you have in your country that we don't have in ours?
You'll have to say that again. Ricky Zappa's cut.
Ricky Zappa cuts the volume on us.
Well, you know how I learned that your outlets have to be turned on individually?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do you have there that is different that you think that we have here in the States?
Hey, Steve.
Trying to think.
Do any of your toilets there have two buttons? A half flush and a full. A half flush and a full flush?
Yes, one for pee and one for poo.
Yep. Okay.
But my toilet, I got the nice one. You just do this, and it's gone.
So you got sensor. You just run your hand past the sensor.
Yeah, you don't touch it. Then you just.
We got to go to McDonald's for that technology. We're flat out having a tap that works here, let alone a fancy toilet like that.
Oh, being out here, the landlord doesn't do much.
Hi, Steve. How are you? He said hi.
Hey, Steve.
Oh yeah, I like the fancy toilet. You know,
there's obvious ones. You know, we drive on the other side of the road, and our steering wheel's on the right-hand side of the car.
That would drive me crazy. I would wreck.
So if you're driving here, you have to hop in the right-hand side of the car.
So is the gas pedal on the right or the left?
Right.
Okay, well that's the same.
Goes gas, brake, clutch from the right.
And Tony Sue said that when she was in Girl Scouts, they used to sing Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, Mary, Mary, King of the Bushes, he laugh, Kookaburra laugh.
Oh, y'all are way better than we are.
Sorry.
Ah, that's good. That is good.
That's about all I remember of that song. There's that Zappa. We're going to the post office tomorrow, Pam. We've got a couple of things to post out. We're going to send you a little package. It'll probably take you about a week to get there.
Oh, y'all shouldn't do that. Y'all done sent us like one heck of a package.
This next one's a bit funnier.
Yeah, something different.
That's sweet of y'all.
What you call it on there tonight?
Oh no, let me show you something we got in the mail today. Maxine's not in here, but oh, can you see it?
Oh.
It's Bertha's Cooter roasted chicken.
Did he get that cup printed up?
Maxine sends some of the funniest things. Sometimes we can't even use what Maxine sends us. It's too funny.
Yeah.
That cup's awesome, isn't it?
Oh, I love getting stuff. So
hold on a minute. We might have some breaking news.
Breaking news, breaking news.
We might have won the lottery with those numbers you gave us.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
really
we can't
now?
discuss that on here. This is a family show. y'all don't understand. Oh, no, not touching.
It'd be so hard, wouldn't it? Like, I know that sometimes that we probably come across a little bit prude because our channel hasn't got a lot of naughty content, but it's for our kids. So we're adults. That's why we love you guys, because we can actually sit down and be ourselves.
Well, you might have to edit this one after it's going out.
Gone in the middle of our day too, and that's when all our young kids are at school.
Yeah.
So it's really good. We can let down and have a bit of adult company for a change.
Yeah.
I definitely would not want my grandkids or kids watching me. I think when I die, those have to be erased.
Yeah.
They'll have a good laugh at least, Pam, I reckon.
They'll be like, that was not my Nana.
Yeah.
Y'all don't forget to hit the thumbs up button.
Smash that thumbs up.
Yep, I just now did. I forgot.
If anyone in here is not subscribed to Shoot the Shit, Pam and Rick, make sure you fix that. Go and sign up to them because they have awesome live streams every day.
I think most of these people are from Shoot the Shit.
Everyone here is probably off the porch anyway, I reckon. Yeah. The Dark Slayer, are you still in here, mate? We only met Dark Slayer a couple of days ago. He wouldn't be subscribed to you yet.
Compton said, I'm his sensual goddess. Y'all want to hear a funny comment we got today?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why I think this is so funny, but I can't even tell it without laughing. Okay, so this comment comes across when people comment. You know how you get your little notification or whatever?
Yeah.
It comes. So I'm reading it, and I'm reading it to Ricky, and it said, and I won't say who it's from, but it said, y'all, my jack-o'-lantern's got more teeth than y'all do. Why is that so funny to me?
Before we do a live stream, I glue my top teeth in to make sure they don't fall out while I'm having a live stream.
Mine are all glued in.
I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to borrow some from the jack-o'-lantern.
They took that much time and effort to think of what we reminded them of, I guess. I don't know. So see, now when my kids go to carve a jack-o'-lantern, I'm going to want it to be toothless.
Some trolls are a good laugh, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, it was
I like
funny.
it when they try and be funny about it and not just mean.
Yeah, that was funny. I don't think they meant to be funny though, but it was funny to me. Well, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
We remind them of a pumpkin.
Oh, that's the other thing, Pam. I just thought of something. You guys use pumpkins for dessert and that, hey, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have that. We don't have pumpkin pie. We use pumpkins
as a vegetable.
Like roast pumpkin with your meat and your vegetables, and mashed pumpkin with like mashed potato. So we use our pumpkins as like vegetables all the time, not desserts.
So y'all don't have, I can't see y'all's faces.
Oh, really? Has it dropped out again?
Yeah, I can hear you and everything.
Oh,
it's
damn.
showing your logo, so maybe it'll pop back in a minute.
Yeah, maybe.
But so y'all don't have pumpkin pie, but you have pumpkins that you use.
That they eat with regular.
So have you ever thought about making pumpkin pie?
I've never Googled how to make pumpkin pie.
I'm guessing they must be different types of pumpkin. The pumpkin that you have there must be a lot sweeter. Is the pumpkin you use for pumpkin pie, is that the same one you use for jack-o'-lanterns?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a cook.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
I have no idea, but I do like pumpkin pie.
Because those big orange pumpkins, we don't have those. We specially buy them for Halloween if we want to make jack-o'-lanterns, but Halloween's not big in Australia at all.
And it's so expensive to buy those big jack-o'-lantern pumpkins.
One of those jack-o'-lantern pumpkins is about $18 here.
Wow, they're like $3 at our Walmart,
Yeah.
and they're pretty big.
Yeah.
But they,
Yeah, so normally,
they are the pumpkins that people make pumpkin pies out of.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, see, we don't have those normally. Normally we have pumpkins that are half that size, and they're called Jap pumpkins or Japanese pumpkins, or what's the other one? Blues.
Yeah.
So you don't get to eat the pumpkin seeds either, right?
Oh, you can dry them, pumpkin seeds.
Eat pumpkin seeds.
Dried pumpkin seeds.
I give pumpkin seeds to the chooks or the chickens.
Oh, but you don't. The big pumpkin seeds that come out of the jack-o'-lanterns, y'all don't like toast them?
No.
No.
Oh, you should try that.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if
lay
you're
'em
having a
on-
go.
You lay them on a cookie sheet, and then you put them in the oven. Google it. I don't know exactly how you do them.
It's got something to do with the oven.
Papa Linus is freaking out. Pumpkin seeds to the chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah, all our pumpkin seeds and scraps and that just go to the chickens.
So you can buy a pumpkin stuff in a can here. Can you buy it in a can at the grocery store?
I've never seen
Not
pumpkin
that
in a
I'm
can.
aware of. Not pumpkin in a can.
Like
You can buy pumpkins.
You can buy it in a can to make the pie with.
No.
God send it.
Wow, maybe I'll send you a can of pumpkin pie.
Well, you don't want Vegemite, do you?
No, no Vegemite. I don't know how y'all eat that.
Oh, when we're babies, we're given to us on toast or rusks. So it's just something that we grow up with.
Lisa said you put salt and butter on them and then roast them. The seeds.
If you're not used to Vegemite, the key is to not put it on thick. Only do a real light spread of it. But you can use Vegemite for cooking as well. You can use it like a beef stock, put it in soups and casseroles and that sort of thing.
Steve asked, "What does Vegemite taste like?" It's an acquired taste.
It's a bit bitter,
Salty.
and a bit salty. To me, it tastes a little bit like a beef extract.
Morticia wants a case of Tim Tams sent to her.
Tim Tams are awesome.
What is
Yeah, but it doesn't taste yeasty, Beckbot. Tim Tams is a chocolate-coated biscuit. You can bite the end off each end and put it into a cup and drink it like a straw.
Oh.
Yummy.
Chocolate is good.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever had Tim Tams, Pam?
No.
Yes, they're starting to get them there in the States because I've seen a few people do blogs on it. They're starting to show up in supermarkets over there.
Nope.
But we've had them here forever.
I wouldn't know what a Tim Tam was if it hit me in the face.
If we mailed Tim Tams, they'd melt, wouldn't they?
I'm not sure.
We could think about mailing you a packet when we send some, but I don't know if they'd melt or not. You might just end up with a big packet of melted goo.
What's a slab? A slab is what we call a slab of beer.
Yeah. Not so much in Queensland. Southern states say a slab or it's a, yeah, Granny.
One or like a case?
Yeah, what you call a case of beer.
Like 12?
Yeah.
No, 24.
24?
Yep. You normally buy either a 6-pack or a carton of 24.
And so 24 would be a slab.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
This is so interesting.
Sorry.
Oh.
Our beers are about 4 or 5% alcohol.
You need to switch over a bit in case it comes back.
I think American beer is a lot weaker.
So when you're getting ready to have Christmas dinner,
Yeah.
what would most likely be cooked in your house?
Okay, chicken, ham.
Cold chicken. Because remember, our Christmas here is summer, so it's really hot.
Yeah, so all of our stuff is cold. So you got cold chicken, cold ham, cold turkey, pasta salads, lettuce,
boiled eggs,
potato,
prawns, or what you call shrimp, like the nice big tiger prawns.
So everything Christmassy but cold.
So do you have like dressings?
My grandmother taught me how to make a nice little dressing that I put on, and they use that with the ham and chicken.
That's like a family special that I never saw it before, but ever since I've been with Collette, I love it. It's a special sauce they make up that they put on the ham and chicken and everything.
It's just
beautiful.
Condensed milk, vinegar, and a little bit of
curry powder.
No, mustard powder.
So it's sort of like a little bit sweet and a little bit hot.
Like sweet and sour type?
Yeah, sort of, but not as strong as sweet and sour.
It's sweeter than sweet and sour. It's sweet with a little bit of hotness. Ask Pam and Ricky if they know what pash means. I think we should show them, baby.
No,
no, I have no idea what that means. Do you know what it means?
Pash is a French kiss.
I don't know.
What does it mean?
a French kiss.
It's just Aussie slang. I think. Yeah, I think it originally came from like a passionate kiss, a pash. So I asked this chick for a pash down at the pub, and she said, "Oh, rightio, mate." So we slipped out the back. We had a quick pash, and then we went back for our beer.
And then we grabbed a slab on the way out.
We grabbed a slab. We went back home, and we did the naughty.
We did the naughty on the slab.
And then we went.
Had a nookie.
Hey, you can go a long ways with all that.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. So when is your winter season? Or do you even have winter?
Exactly the opposite of you guys.
So we've been in winter. Winter's from June until September.
Oh, that's so weird.
When you're having summer vacation, that's our winter.
Yeah.
And then when it's snowing at your place, it's about 110, 120 at the most Fahrenheit here.
No, Jennifer, I've got my tubes tied, so no more.
Compton asked, are Australians circumcised?
Not all of them.
Both. We were talking about this the other day, like my generation and before, they were mainly all circumcised. But then somewhere in the space of me growing up until we had kids, doctors started not wanting to do it, and now nearly everyone's not circumcised. We've got 4 boys and none of them are circumcised. And I think that's just the way it is now. The doctors don't really want to do it unless they have to do it for a medical reason.
Yeah, I've had 6 pregnancies, but only 4 successful. So after my last child, it was agreed that would have my tubes tied.
So do y'all ever get snow?
No, not in our
here.
state.
Oh, there's some parts of the state down further that they get snow very rarely, but in Queensland you hardly ever see snow. Once you go into the southern states like New South Wales, South Australia, Victoria, Tasmania, all those bottom states, they can get snow.
Well, do you get hurricanes?
Yeah,
hurricanes, cyclones? Is cyclone and hurricane the same thing?
Similar, I think. I think cyclones come off the sea.
Off the water.
I'm not,
Don't they go the opposite direction?
cyclones come in off the water. Hurricanes, I think, are out in the
Ocean.
desert.
Do you mean, do they spin in a different direction, Pam? All cyclones normally go clockwise, as far as I know.
I have no idea.
Well, let me ask you a question. This could be dangerous.
You're right.
No, she hasn't got a tattoo, Rick.
Okay. Would your doctor agree to tie my tooth?
Would he agree to what?
Like it,
Won't you go back to killing bugs?
That cut out a little bit then. Would the doctor agree to what?
Nothing.
tie my tubes.
Tie your tubes.
He just
I heard you're really well hung, Rick, and he'd circumcise you to get a fan belt.
He's still traumatized from the other night. Yeah, we get hurricanes from the ocean.
Yeah, we call them cyclones.
And I thought a cyclone meant the same thing as a hurricane, only it rotated in the opposite direction.
Oh, okay. I never learnt that.
But I don't know.
We get a lot of cyclones further up the coast, up where the Great Barrier Reef is.
Yeah, up near Cairns area.
So normally down this part of the state, we just get really heavy rain depressions off of the cyclones from up further.
That sounds like the helicopter.
Oh, God.
They can be severe, Kimberly. There's, I think, the strongest one we had was a 5, wasn't it? Up at Ingham.
I think so.
Innisfail or something up there.
Category 5.
So you don't get tornadoes either?
Not here, no.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but not overpopulated areas. We get tornadoes in Australia, but it's normally all like in the centre of Australia where there's hardly any population at all. So they just about go unnoticed. We haven't got anything like the Tornado Alley.
You've got to remember too, where we are at the moment, we're about 2 hours from the sea, so we're inland.
Well, we get tornadoes
Snakes
all the time.
Yeah, we got snakes.
We get anytime
you get
bad storm, tornadoes pop up.
Do you call the real tiny tornadoes, the not dangerous ones, do you call them
water spouts.
willy willies?
What?
Like a baby tornado, a little one, we call it a willy willy.
You know.
A willy willy.
I'm sorry, but what we call a willy is a tallywhacker.
A willy willy.
You used to call them devils something. We don't know.
So if you heard me saying, "Hey, Collette, come and check out this willy willy,"
I would get arrested in Australia. I'd be hollering, Willy, Willy. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, thank you, Steve.
there you go, dust devil.
Yeah.
No, the tornadoes are just like hurricanes, except for they don't come from the ocean. And they ain't no
Another word for them. Willy willies.
They ain't no willy involved.
Willy willies or eddies. Sometimes they call them eddies too, but it's a dirt devil. They just only kick up about 6 to 10 yards high, and they just throw up heaps of dirt and leaves and stuff.
Bye, Morticia. Thanks for calling in.
See you, Morty. Appreciate you popping over. Hey.
Lisa said me and her would end up in jail. We'd be wanting to see all those willies.
Willy.
Like, where's the willy willy? That's what I came for, the willy willy.
And thongs we wear on our feet.
Look.
What? Are you joking me?
What? You know what you call flip flops?
Uh-huh.
We call them thongs.
We call thongs, you know, those bathing suits that go in between your cheeks.
Yeah,
we call it a G-string.
A G-string.
Oh, I got to get my thong and go see my willy willy.
We call them thongs also, Jennifer. She said, so what do you call the underwear? We call them thongs also.
Yeah, well,
a G-string.
the underwear we call a G-string or a thong.
All underwear?
No. Only the one that goes up your bum.
Oh.
Other underwear we call knickers or undies.
Or jocks.
For women, it's knickers. For guys, it's jocks or undies.
Grundies.
Grundies.
Undies is short for underwear, undies. And then from undies, they get grundies.
I know I'm going to be in jail if I come over there.
So if it's on your feet like flip-flops, it's thongs. And if it's underwear with a string, it's a thong or a G-string.
No, we don't have Walgreens.
No, we don't have Dollar Tree. We don't have Walmart. Don't have Walgreens. We're only just starting to get Costco's.
Pam wants to talk. It's hard to know when to speak. What kind of money do we use? We use normal money.
What do you call it?
Money.
Money.
Money, cash, dough, dosh, coin.
Buck.
I love learning the different cultures, the different languages.
Mainly here we just call money scarce.
I think that is like a national, worldwide thing.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any of that scarce?
Not scarish. Scarce.
Scarce.
Yeah.
I spent all my scarish buying a vibrator.
Victoria said, "Me too, Pam."
Her too, what?
And Tim said it earlier.
Oh.
I have to go back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was her too.
Tim asked, so was Australia convict colonial or something like that?
Did someone ask if we were convict colonial?
Find it again. Tim said
Colette's just looking for it now.
So Australian was a prison colony.
Yeah.
Yeah, originally from UK, England.
Yeah.
Hello.
Back when UK was setting up colonies all over the world, they sent prison colonies or convict colonies out to Australia to settle it.
You can't believe what Tim said.
Our ancestors.
Tim said he ain't worked in 2 weeks. His ass is broke.
No.
Sick. Compton said, I'd like to see Rick's Willy Willy and Pam's songs.
I don't have a thong up here. I should have grabbed a thong.
Wait a minute. I don't have a Willy Willy. I got a Buford.
Oh my God.
And you can't see him right now. He's in the freezer.
What Papa Lina say?
Dan Papa can come see either of you, honey. It's not too far from either of you.
Texas. You want to get around there and put your stamp of approval on a day, Papa Linus?
Oh, can you see us now again, Pam? Or did we come back in?
I can see you on my phone, but I can't see you on my tablet.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, my phone is behind. It's weird.
No worries.
I should do it, redo it. Yeah, let me see. Maybe it'll do it right.
Yeah, I haven't wanted to touch anything here. It's working fine at the moment, so.
Yeah, unless we can get this working better in the fish room, I think next time we'll just do it from in the house.
Well, our internet provider is supposed to be coming out and giving us a better deal, but we'll probably have to wait for another 2 months.
We have fiber optics, but it still messes up.
Yeah, well, there's no leads out here, so we can't have that.
Okay, fibre optics is what we call the NBA here.
Yeah.
National Broadband.
So have you ever been to the United States, either one of you?
No. Never. As far as overseas I've been is to Malaysia. I lived in Malaysia for 2.5 years.
But y'all both are from Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Born and bred.
I've never really been too far. I've only ever been outside Queensland a couple of times. When I was real young, I went to New Zealand for a trip, and then I've been just over the border a few times, but I've never really been too far.
So how old were y'all when y'all met?
I was 15, he was 6. No, I was 14, he was 15.
Wow.
I was in high school.
Wow, high school sweetheart.
He wasn't in high school.
Yeah, I'd already left school. See, by that time, Pam, because I started like doing drugs when I was 13, 14. And I was smoking cigarettes at 12 and drinking and hanging out on the streets, and had a few girlfriends and that sort of thing already by the time I'd met Collette and I was out of school. So Collette was a really good girl. She was a good girl. She was still in school and had a nice family and all that sort of stuff, and she straightened me up a little bit. It took her a long time. It took her about 20 years to sort me out properly, but she got there.
Always a good woman to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got the patience of a saint, that's for sure.
Sometimes. Yes, I've only ever been with Grant. Grant was my first, my one and only.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And that's a really good deal for me, because now she doesn't know there's better out there.
You can't even compare.
That's right. Just believe me, baby, I'm the best there ever was.
I'm my first.
I hope you were gentle with yourself, Rick.
I'm quite happy with myself.
Ricky's in La La Land. He listens to y'all about like he listens to me.
You didn't rush yourself, did you, Rick? I hope you were nice and slow and just eased yourself into it.
So, Okay, so y'all went to the same high school.
Yeah, but he had left earlier than me.
He had already
Because,
left.
yeah, he's older
Yeah.
than me.
We never ever saw each other at school.
Oh, okay.
Because I was younger too. I was a year younger than everyone in my grade. So I got through, and I should have gone back to repeat, but I just left. So I left high school early, and I never got to see Collette at school at all.
And I only came back to Queen because my father was in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot as kids. So I'd only gotten back to Queensland in 1988, and then we met in 1989.
So you're what we would call in the States an Army brat.
Yeah, I'm a RAF brat.
Yeah. Yeah, RAF is Royal Australian Air Force. So her father used to try and...
How close are y'all to the capital?
Oh, a couple of days drive.
Capital's
Oh,
in
you're
Canberra.
that far?
Yeah.
Yeah, our states are really big, Pam. So if you're talking another state or two away, that's a long way away.
Oh, okay.
The capital of Australia is Canberra. A lot of people think it's Sydney, but it's a lot further down than Sydney.
Miss that.
I missed that. Sorry, Pam.
I thought it was Sydney too.
Yeah, most people do.
So I'm just curious, what is your speed limit over there?
Well, it changes everywhere.
It's 40 around schools, 60 around suburbs, but they also do 50 around suburbs, and then 100 and 110 on the highways.
But that's kilometres.
And
that's kilometres, not miles.
Yeah, that's not miles.
Okay, so what would that be?
I don't know how to convert it.
That'd be like about 70 to 80 miles an hour.
I think 100 kilometres is about 60 miles.
60 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's 40 kilometres around schools though, Kim.
Which would probably like 15 miles an hour.
Yeah, probably. Really slow.
Around 20 miles.
Okay, so it's about the same as ours.
Yeah.
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 We've been watching Las Vegas jail a lot lately. I love watching people get hauled into the cop shop carrying on like idiots. And
what is it?
We've been. It's called Las Vegas jail, and it's just the jailhouse at Las Vegas where everyone gets taken in, and most of them are drunk.
Oh, a lot of that.
I can't get over how many DUIs.
Where they go, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
No,
yeah.
Similar. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix, and it's just now.
Yeah, I watched that.
So we watched that. Like, we can't get over how many people get done for DUI.
Yeah.
All the time. It's crazy.
And not just a little bit, like rolling drunk, stupid drunk, like they can hardly walk and they're behind the wheel of a car.
Yeah. Do y'all not have a problem with that in Australia?
Oh, we do, but it's not, I don't think it's as bad as that. But our legal limit for drinking is 18 too, so.
But see, I don't think, I don't know whether America does it. We have roadside stops where they pull up just about every car that goes through the road. And our police seem to have a lot more respect and are able to do a lot more here than the police in America, from what it looks like.
Well, they have what's called roadblocks, where
it's
only on holidays that they do the roadblocks.
Oh,
yeah, we have that all year round.
All year round. You can get stopped randomly. You can just be driving and they'll just see you and they'll pull you over and test you.
They don't have to have a reason.
And no.
No.
See, in the States, they can't pull you over without a reason, like your tail lights out, or you were speeding, or you didn't use their blinker. I mean, there has to be a reason. They can't just pull you over.
No, they can pull you over anytime.
because we live in such a small town here, when we got a new car, I got pulled over once or twice a week, every week for about 6 weeks, just because it was a new car in town.
Oh, they didn't recognize it, so
No.
Yeah.
they,
It's like, it's me. And they, oh, okay, off you go. But they were pulling me over all the time, put me on breathalyzer and hoping to get me for DUI. They just thought it was someone passing through.
that's crazy.
But most people don't seem to mind. Like, a lot of the shows we watch, they give the cops there a real hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be like, I swear I hadn't had nothing to drink.
I didn't have a stab, mate.
What gets me is when they pull them over and they find drugs in their car, and they pull it out like a woman. They pull it out of her pocketbook.
Yeah.
And are these yours? No, that ain't mine.
That ain't mine.
Someone put that there.
I've seen that a bit on TV lately on the shows I'm watching. They take it out of the guy's pants and he reckons, these are my mate's pants. I just borrowed them.
Do you get roadside drug tests done there also?
Yeah, only like in the roadblocks, or if they pull you over, they can do that and make you do a breathalyzer or walk a straight line and stuff like that.
They don't do the straight line here.
No, just straight on the breathalyzer.
John said it's a meth problem like here in America.
We have ice. Ice is a big thing here.
Ice is pretty much meth.
Yeah.
Meth heads. Yeah, it's... See, a lot of the people that I used to hang around, and even in my family, there's quite a few that are still involved in those circles, and ice or meth, the harder drugs.
Yeah.
And it's just sad news, eh?
Yeah, I would say that meth is, I think they call it here, the poor man's drug, because they can, it's cheaper and they can get it.
Yeah. They cook it at home, and they use Sudafed and some of the medications you can get over the
gasoline. Oh my gosh.
And then they cut it and mix it with Drano, Ratsack, any sort of chemicals they can get at home, so they can make it really cheap.
Yeah.
Here they do it in their vehicles.
Yeah. I used to love watching Breaking Bad.
We love Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Drug problems, I think, are universal.
Yeah.
It's funny though, like when you're mixed up in it and associated, it seems to be everywhere. But since we walked away from it and changed towns, don't notice it anywhere near as much.
No.
But
I mean, it's around.
It's there. So if you want to find it, it's there. But if you haven't got something to do with it, it's not in your face.
Yeah. We've been so lucky with the kids, because like we've got the two older ones, and they're not involved in it, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always brought them up with like the rights and wrongs of it, and because people in the family were associated with it, so they got to see firsthand what it actually does to you, and it destroys families.
All of our kids know that we used to be on drugs, because we use ourselves as an example.
Yeah.
Well, that's good that they can see what it does.
Yeah.
Other family members.
Yeah, and we haven't tried to hide it from them, so.
Yeah. I think the more knowledge they have, the better off they are.
It prepares them.
Exactly. Well, we're about 15 years clean from anything. I'm just on prescription stuff now.
I never did try anything. Now I would drink, but I never tried any drugs. Now Ricky, he tried the marijuana back years ago.
Yeah.
But I was afraid to. I was afraid it was going to, somebody told me it would make me cross-eyed. And so I chicken shit to try it because I didn't want to be cross-eyed.
Hey Pam, do you know why the cross-eyed teacher got fired? Why the cross-eyed teacher lost her job?
No, why?
Because she couldn't control her pupils.
So is marijuana legal in Australia?
No.
No.
Because
I think
a lot of states now are making it legal in the United States. Georgia's not one of them, but a lot of the states have.
Yeah.
Well, I think some states in Australia, it's legalised, but only a certain amount. You can only have enough for personal use. So I'm not sure exactly what that amount is, but it's only a small amount, and you can't have enough to sell it. You can still get charged and get fines and jail time for dealing and growing and that sort of thing, which is weird because you're allowed to smoke it, but no one's allowed to sell it.
And I think with medical marijuana, the medicinal, it comes in an oil, and I think that's still illegal at the moment also. They're trying to bring that in for medical problems.
But from what I've seen, the medical use in America, just everyone's jumping on and just using it to smoke pot. It's not for medical uses.
Everybody has a medical marijuana card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I was
we
still smoking pot, I'd be saying anything I could to get a medical marijuana card too.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame them. If you want to smoke pot, you'd want one of them cards, wouldn't you? That's for sure.
Well, it is there's tons of people that I know that have the medical card. Matter of fact, Maxine, lives in Colorado, where that's one of the states that you can freely smoke marijuana. That you can even get it out of vending machines.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think if it's for medical purposes, it's all right. But if they're just claiming it for medical purposes and they're not really using it for that, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Collette and I talked about this the other night. If it was legal here, would we try it again? But it's really hard with me because I've got such an addictive personality. It's sort of all or nothing with me, and I just use things. I abuse things. I'd end up smoking it.
Yeah, no.
I could never just be like a weekend smoker.
Yeah, I have an addictive personality too. I think everybody in my family had an addictive personality.
Yeah, they do in mine.
My dad drank a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I love to go to the dog tracks, the horse races, the casinos. Yeah. I mean, I can go all year without going, but when I go, it's like, oh, I'm free.
Yeah. Also, Grant used to be like that, but he did the 12-step program for GA because he was a gambler, and he's done the 12-step program for Gamblers Anonymous.
Well, how you have Alcoholics Anonymous, AA. It's exactly the same program but tailored for gamblers.
Oh, well, see, I'm not that bad.
You're a gambler.
I only gamble when I go on vacation.
Yeah.
Like we go to Florida, they have the dog tracks, so we'll go to the dog tracks.
Yeah.
But I could be if I lived there. It could get bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could be very quickly if I lived close to a casino.
What you call slots, we call poker machines, and they've caused a lot of trouble for people in the communities in Australia.
Well, we have machines and their cards, like playing cards. And then the slots are
the scratchies. Do you mean by the cards, the scratchy tickets?
The lottery tickets, scratch offs.
I think you meant playing cards.
No.
Like poker.
No, I meant playing cards like poker.
Like poker, blackjack, 21, Caribbean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yep.
Karen.
Hey, Karen, see, when I was a gambler, I used to go to the casino all the time, Pam. But again, that was a problem for me. I would spend every last cent, spend our grocery money, our rent money, all the time.
I
So
always got a limit, like I'll say a limit, and once that's gone, I have to remind myself, okay, you gotta go, you gotta go, gotta go. Then I go look and see my husband. If he's ahead, he's got to give me part of his, you know, and then I go spend it, and then I'll leave.
Yeah.
I would say I've got to go for 6 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But you know, it would be easy to get addicted to that because it's always gonna be that next spin or that next.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the adrenaline you get off.
But I'm glad those days are behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been years since I've been, and it's such a bad circle to get into. Always loaning money and always behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get ahead.
Yeah.
No.
Because whenever you win, you will spend trying to win more.
You put it back in.
Yeah, exactly. There was a good saying when I went through that program. It was, you're never gambling to make money.
You need to
You're gambling to gamble more. It was only a matter of how long you spent there, because you only leave.
I remember when we were growing up, my dad used to play the pinball machine. I don't know if y'all have those.
Yep.
Yep, the penny.
And you could play them for money.
Yeah.
And win money and stuff. And I remember him spending his whole paycheck on pinball machines.
Wow.
And they would do like, I don't know if it's still called this now, but dough ball, meaning the owner of the pinball machine, whatever restaurant or wherever it was, would loan you money to spend until you got paid again.
Yeah.
Kind of like loan sharks.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they get you in that circle in, and there's no getting out, eh?
Yep. Continuous.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They always got that hold over you.
Yeah. That's why the last.
Whoa. Big.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
God dang.
Okay.
That's why the last 10 years have been so good for us, Pam. The last 10 years we've been free from some of those addictions. Free from the addictions and the gambling and the drugs, and the last 10 years has just been awesome. We've got family time. We really do enjoy the simple things now.
Well, you know, having children changes your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What is that thing?
Yeah, Ricky's over here dying. There's this huge bug. I'm talking huge.
Huge bug.
And it's coming after him.
You need to catch it, Ricky.
I should turn it a little more so you can watch him battle it.
Catch it and put a saddle on it.
Yeah. This probably won't even bother it because it can't fit in the hole.
I don't even allow alcohol in my house because growing up with a father who was alcoholic, I didn't want that anywhere near my life once I got out of that.
Well, a bottle of we're just social drinkers, so a bottle of alcohol can sit here for 6 to 8 months without it being touched.
Yeah.
We do love a good scotch, though. A nice scotch. I'll sit back and have a couple with Collette.
Yeah, the difference is, though, wait a minute. John says, really, Pam? I didn't know that. I don't know what it's talking about because I've said so much shit.
I know exactly what you mean, though, Pam. Once you've witnessed that sort of thing, you don't want it anywhere near you again, eh?
Yeah, I was like, now as a teen, you know, I would sneak and drink and all that stuff because that was the cool thing, and I was still at home. Yeah. But when I got married and had children, I'm like, no, everything changes when you have children.
A bottle, Jennifer, not a bowl. Sorry.
A bowl of alcohol.
A bottle.
Oh, they got a bowl of alcohol with their tongues out. Watching a willy willy. Oh, the alcohol in my house. Nope, I don't allow alcohol in my house. That's what he was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We
my dad was a very mean drunk. You know, everybody's different when they drink. You have your funny alcoholics, your mean ones, your nice ones. My dad was the mean one. It was like he was just not pleasant to be around.
Yeah.
drinking rum, you want to sit at least 3 or 4 seats away from her. And don't make eye contact.
I think the last thing that I've had alcoholic to drink was we went on a cruise a couple of years ago. And when you're entering the boat, they're handing out little pretty drinks and umbrellas. And I was so nervous because I'd never been on the cruise before. And I was so nervous that that boat was going to sink like the Titanic that I had me one of those little umbrella drinks. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it was, but I was, yeah. I'm a cheap drunk. Let's just say that.
What's up?
That smells dead bugs you keep burning.
Hey, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Hi, Laura.
Hey, when we go to the post office tomorrow, Karen's the other one we're posting something to. I picked up something for her the other week when we were shopping.
So we'll send her package off tomorrow too.
Yeah, just something little, just reminded us of her when we saw it.
That's cool.
So we'll be sending a couple of things off tomorrow, but could take at least a week to get there. Thanks for coming over, Karen. Thanks everyone, actually. Thanks everyone who's come in to see us today in the live stream. It's been really good having some company.
Yeah.
And of course you, Pam and Rick, for joining us.
Oh, it was amazing. I was so nervous. So we were getting ready and I was saying,
I
was so nervous.
She's been so nervous doing the live stream.
It's almost like being there, you know, it's like I'm sitting there with y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, I'm a shy person too, so I get really nervous around people that I haven't actually met. So I was like a bit hesitant.
This morning she was really nervous and she was saying, but it's Pam and Rick. We're going to actually be talking to Pam and Rick. And she was so nervous.
We ain't nothing. Yeah, I'm shy too.
Yeah, right.
Poor Ricky barely gets to talk. But y'all know what? He's getting his very own live stream tonight.
Wow.
By himself.
It's going to be interesting for you, Ricky.
When's that?
I have crafted it for him.
Yeah. You're going to do it from your fish room?
Nope. He's going to be right here on the porch.
No?
He's going to be on the porch.
When's that going to be, Pam?
Whenever we get done.
Okay.
But you did good, Ricky, when Pam was at Texas and at the beach and that. You did a couple by yourself and got a few in there. You did really good, mate.
Appreciate it.
This one's going to be different than that.
Story time, eh? I was asking Collette whether I should tell him stories.
Stay away from there.
You almost caught my hair on fire.
No, that was my daggum chest that it hit.
Yeah, it was my hair.
Dang.
Look, you done burned a hole
Keep
in
your
it.
hair out of the way. Hey, that thing, no.
Hey, do you want me to tell you a story, Pam?
Yes.
You have to speak clearly.
Okay. What you call shopping carts there, we call trolleys.
What do you call what?
Shopping carts to do your groceries.
We call them
Buggies. I haven't heard that one.
Grocery buggies.
Yeah, grocery buggies. Well, some of my first jobs when I was young and out of school was a trolley boy, because we call your shopping buggies trolleys. So I used to have to collect them all out of the car park and take them back to the shop and that sort of thing. Excuse me. So I worked at the shopping centre and I was only about 15. And when I had my lunch break, I used to just go around the shopping centre and have some food somewhere else away from the supermarket. And just before my lunch break was up, I went to the public toilet in the shopping centre. And I walked in, I had to do a shit, so I went into the public toilets there. And I sat down and I heard someone come into the stall next to me. And they let go this big fart out, like, and it just echoed the whole bowl. And I thought, I've had a fart like that in a bowl since I was at home, and Mum. It just reminded me of Mum. And curiosity got the better of me. And I kneeled down, you could see underneath the stalls. And I had a look under the stalls and I saw a pair of high heel shoes. And I thought, oh, she's come into the men's toilet. And I thought, she didn't even notice the urinals and the men's piss trough. And then I thought, oh, hang on. I didn't see any piss troughs. I didn't see the urinals. Oh no, I might be in the women's toilet. And then I thought, oh, it's just okay. I'll sit here and outwait her. And then all of a sudden, I could hear more voices out the toilet. All these women started talking outside the toilet door. They were lining up waiting for the toilets. So, the woman that did the big fart, she flushed, got up and left, and another woman went straight in her place. And I'm sitting in the toilet thinking, oh no, I'm going to have to try and outlast all of them. And then my lunch break was up. So I had to get back to work or else I'd be in trouble. And the longer I sat there, the more women started lining up. I could hear them all talking. It got to the point where I had no time left. My lunch break was up and I just had to open the door and walk past a whole line full of women waiting for the toilet. And I was only 15-year-old. I was a 15-year-old young fella, eh? And I was just bright red. I had to walk past this whole line of women to get out of the toilets. Every one of them was just looking at me. And I'm still in my work uniform with my name badge on and everything. So there's no getting around it. They all knew who I was, where I worked, and that I was sitting in the women's toilets for about 15 minutes. Because the longer I sat in there trying to think they might all go, the more women started lining up.
Have you ever noticed that there's never a line to the men's restroom?
There's not. That's why I thought I'd be right. I thought I'll just outlast them, but they just kept coming.
Did you ever think to get up, open the door, and walk out and say, next?
I was only really young. I was 15 and I was just so embarrassed. I didn't know what to do. And it went from about 6 women all chatting really loud, and as soon as I opened the door, they just all went dead quiet. And they're thinking that whole time he's been sitting in there listening to us, and I just couldn't get out of there quick enough. Hey, head down, out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Bye, Eric. Thanks for calling in.
See you, Eric. Thanks, mate.
We call a trolley, it's kind of like a bus, but there's no sides. It's all open. You can just run and hop on it. You know, and there's not very many trolleys. San Francisco is known for their trolleys. But yeah, that's the thing you ride.
Oh, you mean like a tram? A cable
Well,
car?
except for all the sides are open.
Okay.
You know, like you can run and jump on it.
Yeah?
And when it stops, if you want to get off, you can just hop off of it.
They have trams down the coast.
And Melbourne. But not big open ones like that.
Yeah, these look like train carts.
Yeah.
Like the train, but just with all the sides and no top.
So that's what they call a trolley back. Yes, trolley is, what's F?
A cable car.
It's a cable car.
San Francisco.
I'm not good with the abbreviation.
Not me either. I seen it right below there. Somebody said San Francisco.
Your chat is a little bit ahead of ours.
When they start putting in abbreviations for stuff, I have no clue what they're talking about.
Hey, I think the whole cable to the computer just moved. I think a chicken outside jumped on the lead.
I haven't even heard the rooster crow.
I thought about bringing it in. I said to Collette, should I catch the rooster and bring it in and tell Ricky I want a cockfight?
I just saw him walk past the garage door.
So you're in the garage?
My bets are on Bertha.
Yeah, we moved the fish room is in the garage because the house is got wooden floors and too many tanks on there would bow the floors.
These tanks are so heavy with the water in them. Steve Sutton loves our videos.
He watched a marathon of us over
the weekend. Awesome. Thanks, Steve. A couple more to put up. I've been so busy the last couple of days that we haven't been able to upload, but I took footage of our young boy down at the big sports stadium where I took him for discus. I've got to put a video of that up, and we took a little bit of fish footage, but I'll do some more. I'll do a proper fish video soon.
But the next few days we're busy anyway because I've got to go to the cardiac centre in.
Do you have heart problems?
My blood pressure is all over the place at the moment, so they want to get it checked. My mother was 47 when she had her first 2 heart attacks, and I'm a big girl, so they're just worried a little bit that I'll follow suit.
Yeah, that runs in our family too.
Yeah.
And I've had 3 strokes or 4, I can't remember how many. I've been fortunate enough that it hasn't affected my speech.
Yeah,
you're really lucky, Pam.
I do have weakness on that side. You know, it's not as strong.
Get the pins and needles and the numbness?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're just going to check it over.
Tim Caldwell, our buddy, he's in here, I think. He had a stroke just recently.
He's done well too. He's worked really hard. You can tell he's recovering well.
Yeah. Yeah, it just depends on what area of the brain it attacks.
Yeah.
And it can be millimeters, hey? Just the tiniest little bit makes a big difference.
Yeah.
My nipple had a stroke last night. That's why I had to bring it back to life.
You need to put ice on that nipple.
It'll melt.
What we do.
But Ricky, if you put ice on it, you're going to have to do it to both, or else the other nipple will just get jealous, mate.
Like if someone got a bruise here or did a bump on their head, we'd put butter on it, and butter takes away the bruising. Maybe you need a butter on your nipple. I have a slippery nipple.
Butter takes away bruising?
Yeah,
hey, you won't be
able
to keep Bertha off it if you put a bit of butter on it, mate.
I did not know butter takes away the bruising.
Yeah, I've always put it on my kids'
like
on their heads.
Eggs on your head and that sort of stuff. Mum used to put a bit of butter on it.
See, I thought we use it for like burn.
Yeah. Well,
honey's really good for burns, and I always got aloe vera plants in the garden. I keep aloe vera sunburn and stings.
If I put butter on it, then Bertha, I won't never be able to keep her away.
Yeah, she'd be wanting a bit of bread and chicken with it. Bread and chicken with your nipple.
Yep.
Yeah.
She'd be wanting a chicken nip.
What is Kimberly saying she puts on bruises? I can't even pronounce that word.
Akina?
What is it?
Arnica.
Arnica.
I don't know what that is.
Supposed to pee on it like a jellyfish.
Anyone ever see that video on YouTube where he pees on the jellyfish thing?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they say that really works. That or vinegar. But who's going to be carrying vinegar at the beach?
So you just whip it out and pee on it.
Didn't you get stung by a jellyfish? Who peed on you?
No, what happened? I was really little. When we were little, we used to go to the beach, and I never used to wear pants. I'm talking like 5, 6 year old. We used to go to the beach, and they'd let me run around with no pants on. And I've touched a jellyfish, because you get jellyfish washed up on the beach, and I must have touched the jellyfish, and then I've touched my willy, touched my little tallywhacker, burnt like crazy, and I was running around, laying on the sand, rubbing my tallywhacker in the sand, and screaming because the yeah. So a little bit of the jellyfish sting got from my hand to my little young tallywhacker.
So you had a jelly dog, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Mum still reminds me about that. Mum brings it up when I've got friends around.
Oh dear.
The sad part is, Ricky, when I was rubbing it in the sand, I didn't make much of a hole.
Oh, you were 5, 6 year old.
Burned it.
It did.
Burned.
Did
It was red on the
Larry.
Hey, it's my boy, Larry Langford. There you go, mate.
You know, usually when you get stung by a jellyfish, it leaves a mark on you.
I'm sure it
What?
mark after he rolled around the sand too.
A mark.
Did it leave a mark on you?
It was just really red and a little bit swollen for a while, but unfortunately the swelling went down.
Unfortunately.
Colette's like, where's that jellyfish? Let's go get it.
You do have a tank, you know.
We're at the fish shop that we go to. They have little baby jellyfish in a tank, don't they?
We're getting some tomorrow. I'll get a jellyfish tank.
Hey, you could take it out and zap him, Collette.
Oh, the joys of life.
I would gladly volunteer to pee on anybody on the beach that gets stung.
It'd be good fun, wouldn't it?
You gonna pee on their tallywhacker?
If I have to.
John Jacobs said he had hand poison on his groin when he was a kid. It was awful.
Poison ivy. Were you rubbing it in the dirt, John?
I'm going to be laying in the bed tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to start cracking up because I'm going to think about that.
I got stung on the wheelie.
I'm going to be laying there. I'm going to wake my husband up and he going, what's so funny? I'm going to be like.
We get a lot of jellyfish here, but they're mainly the blue bottles.
Oh my God.
The box jellyfish are deadly ones.
John Jacob says, do we have ivy in Australia? Do we have poison ivy?
No, not that I know of. It's not exactly poison ivy. We get stuff called stinging nettles, and I think that might be similar.
Well, y'all have a lot of stinging stuff, don't you?
We do.
Stinging and biting. That's when I said to in text the other day to Pam, come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed. That was in reference to all our bad animals here, all our critters and snakes and spiders, things that will bite you.
Yeah, a lot of things sting you.
Oh.
That was an old comedy campaign. Come to Australia, you might accidentally get killed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If I come to, I would definitely have to go to the ocean, but I do not want to get.
We have a good ad campaign in Australia.
Bye, Larry.
See you, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
How we were talking about DUIs before, Pam, the Australian ad campaign for that was, if you drink and drive, you're a bloody idiot. So that used to be on the TV, on the newspapers, big billboards everywhere. If you drink and drive, you're a bloody idiot.
Straight to the point.
Yeah, although they do that with if it's flooded, forget it. Hi, Dorothy.
Dorothy in?
Yeah.
Hey, Dorothy.
Oh, see, just getting home.
That's Dorothy. We were talking about your geckos earlier, Dorothy. The leopard geckos.
Yeah.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Beautiful, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
Okay,
I've never.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
And I've got to go. I'm doing a coffee. I'll be back. He can stay and chat this time.
We'll make that our last coffee and then we'll wrap up.
Goodness.
I've never seen one like the one with spots all over it. Looks like a leopard.
I could put myself in a cage and I'd look gorgeous.
You look gorgeous to me all the time, Rick.
I know. Look at my hair. Huh?
You posted her booty on Instagram. Whose booty?
See,
The geckos?
If I was the one
that, just get that quicker. Look at mine, Rick. Mine's starting to thin, mate. It's going. Another few years, I'll have bugger all left up there.
If I would have been the one in that stall, see, I could have faked it as a woman. Be like, just in my face.
I wonder, that might just be a woman thing, because as soon as I heard that, I thought, whoa, that was like Mum, because Mum used to light up the bowl like that.
We get straight into the business.
As soon as the ass hit the seat, eh?
Yeah, that could have been me now. Could have been me in disguise.
So do y'all have ferrets?
I've never seen one, but they do have them here. You must be able to get them, but they're not very common.
Oh, okay.
They seem to be reasonably common in America. I've seen a few Americans have one, but I've never seen an Australian with one personally.
Well, let me ask you something. How much does a fish cost there? Say like an Oscar, how much would you have to pay for one?
It's such a big difference depending where, Rick. Like from a fish shop, an Oscar like behind me, you're looking at about $80 to $100. That size.
Wow.
But I never pay those sort of prices. Most of my Oscars, Oscars especially more than the others, have been giveaways or only $10, $20 just because people get them and they don't realise how big they grow, so they just can't keep them. They end up giving them away.
Well, see, I bought my two at Walmart, and they was what, 7 something.
$7.
Can you buy
Yeah.
fish at Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
People say, "Oh, don't buy them there; they'll die."
But you see how big his Oscars are now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so cute when they're little too, aren't they? I can understand why so many people buy them little and
Yeah.
then have to
My
get rid of
big
them
old-
because
Yeah. My big old plecos I got that are like really big come from there.
can't wait to
Yeah,
show
and
you the big pleco inside. He's about 12 inches long, the big pleco inside, a big albino one.
Like mine.
they were like $2.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I've seen plecos about 12 inches long in fish shops for $200.
Well, now, yeah, if they're that big. But when
Yeah.
we bought his, it was like this big, you know.
Those
Oh,
little
tiny
baby
little
size. Yeah.
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 And now it's huge.
Yeah.
I got 2 of
It
them.
amazes me.
I got 2 of them. It's really
And
huge.
when they get big like that, they look prehistoric, don't they? They look like dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got some big old heads on them.
So I don't see any clownfish. Do you not have any
No, I haven't
clownfish?
got any salt. I haven't got any saltwater fish. Just all
No,
freshwater.
These are
They
these
call clown loaches.
clown loaches.
Oh, okay. No.
Oh, beautiful.
They get big too. They
Yeah,
get
they're
big like the.
They're orange and black.
yeah. I know the ones you
But
mean now. They're I
yeah.
think they're an Indonesian fish. Hey, they're like come from Asia somewhere.
Yeah, they're a schooling fish,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
get big like your shark back there.
Yeah, and you can also get the red tail blacks and the albino ones in the Bala shark.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've had no luck with them. I've tried to get them and grow them, but mine, for some reason, they die. I don't know what the deal is with them.
Yeah. These were already really big, these Bala sharks, when I got them. I really wanted the tank more than anything, but they were selling the whole setup. Sharks with I got
Yeah.
a 4-foot tank, the 2 shovel, and everything for $70.
Dang, that's cool right there. That's a good buy.
Yeah, that's why I've got so many tanks. It's really hard to leave bargains like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to get me a bigger tank. I'm not gonna put my Oscars in it. I decided to put the ones in the living room in it, my Severums and Blood Parrots and Jack Dempsey's and Firemouth and all them, because it's getting kind of crowded in that tank.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna put in there. I'm gonna put
Do
all
you
them.
find your Jack Dempsey's are really shy? Do your Jack Dempsey's hide heaps? I rarely ever seen mine they hide that much.
Mine don't hardly ever hide. They're out all the time.
Yeah, mine are the opposite. I hardly see them. But then they come out at night when I'm in bed and they boss everything else around. But they only do it of a night time.
Mine try to, but I put that Firemouth in there, and that Firemouth, he don't back down from them. He shows them who's boss.
The flower horns are like that. I've never seen a fish like the flower horns. They really hold their ground against anything, even if it's 3 times bigger than them.
Right. Yeah.
They're
That's
crazy.
the way my Red Devil is. I can't put him in with nothing, because he just kill it. And he's got teeth.
I just saw Papalina say something about penis, so I had to read it. Are you talking about a chode? You must be talking about a chode. About as wide as it is tall.
Chode is. He said some call it a penis that is wider than it is long. I call it another word, to the taint. I do not know.
I don't know, lost me. Yeah, they,
I got a couple of fish here I can't put
red devil.
with others.
We used to have a red devil in the tank just by itself, and she used to come up to the surface, and if I put my hand in, she'd rub all the way along my hand like for a pat. She just loved contact with you.
This one won't do that.
Yeah. It's funny, they all got their own personalities.
Yeah, they got what they call split personality. 1 minute they can be nice. This is what they tell you in the fish stores here. If you buy one, you buying it on your own risk.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute it can be nice. It can be all nice when you put it in there and you go to bed and you wake up the next morning, your fish are dead.
Yeah. And yeah. I've had that a couple of times with trying to run community tanks with Americans. All of a sudden something will change in the politics and it'll just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
That's them damn Americans for you.
So people ask me, what's it like having American fish? I said, it's just like Americans. There's a lot of politics goes on the tank and sometimes they like to kill each other.
That's the way those African cichlids are. We had a ton of them. Beautiful.
We bought like 20 or 30 at one time.
I was so excited, just vibrant colors. And one by one, they ate each other. So it was like...
Did you end up with one really fat one?
Ended up with one, and we put it in another tank so it wouldn't be by itself, and it got ate.
Actually, I put it in the Oscar tank, and it tried to go after Bonnie, and Bonnie's the albino, and Clyde killed it.
Yeah.
Do you name your fish?
He eat it.
I do, yeah. My biggest Oscar, its name is Bruce because it came with that name when we got it, but I found out once I got it, it's a girl. But we still call it Bruce because she's a big mean bitch, eh?
Yeah.
That's the way Bonnie is, boy. Bonnie don't back down from nothing.
Yeah, no. Bruce is the same. She's real.
They've never mated, but they stay together all the time, but they've never laid eggs.
Okay.
I don't know why. Weird.
Sometimes if you do a tank, like a water change half the water and bring the temperature up, that'll bring them on to do it sometimes. What temperature do you run your Oscars at? I
tried everything. I keep it around, I think right now it's about 70, 76, I believe.
Okay, now I've got to try and convert that.
Well, while you're converting that, John said, how do Aussies feel about the coral reef bleaching on the Great Barrier Reef? Are people worried there since we're talking about fish?
That's so sad. I don't know if anyone else here, we watched, the other night, we watched a movie called Chasing Coral. And I live here and I had no idea it was that bad. It's unbelievable, but I mean, it's a worldwide thing, but it's such a shame with the Great Barrier Reef because it's like the biggest marine park on earth, the biggest natural reserve.
And sell it? Are they actually selling it or something?
No, the bleaching. Basically, the temperature in the ocean is rising. And
so it's killing it.
The coral dies, and when it dies, it goes white and bleaches. Just before it goes white, it goes fluoro, goes fluorescent colors, and then after that, it goes a bleached color, and then not long after that, it dies altogether. And it's just terrible.
John said, yeah, it's like 70% gone.
Yeah, and see, because I live in Queensland, but I've never actually been to the Great Barrier Reef, and it's in our state. But It's such a massive state. It really is huge here. And I've never had the money to go up there. But I do definitely want to get up there in the next few years.
Yeah, if you don't, you may never be able to see it. It'll be gone. So will it, if it dies off, will it like regrow? Will it like refurbish?
I'm back.
Because I don't know.
Welcome back, baby.
Thank you. I had a phone call.
Well, I tend to think nature will find a way, and if the temperature rises there, maybe somewhere where it was too cold for coral before, it might regrow, but I don't know enough about it. Sorry, Pam.
The way the ocean takes care of it as not being too much, you know, how to kill something off and then refurbish.
Yeah, if you've never seen any footage of the Great Barrier Reef, give it a Google. I mean, it goes on forever. It is just massive.
I've actually snorkeled in, I think it was Cozumel, Mexico, around the reef. Beautiful.
Is that where you saw the manatees?
No. Saw the manatees in Florida in the ocean. Yeah. But I know they make you can't wear any sunscreen, anything like that, because they say it will kill the reef, the coral.
Yeah, I did sort of. Beck, just our internet service provider just told me that they couldn't do it. So we're stuck with what we got.
6 years we've been trying to get better internet now.
I guess you'll be on.
Up the ladder again.
Yeah, he said it's not worth it. We would only get a 3 megabyte download or something like that, which isn't much at all. You wouldn't be able to do anything off it. Deborah?
You're going to have to build you a seat up there on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, normally if it's in our computer room, because like we've got an office that we did, and normally we've got our internet set up there and we don't have a problem with it, but to live stream in the shed, we were just having a bit of problems. So we'll just have to sort something better out.
It just costs so much. So it's if we were 5-10 minutes up the road, we could get 1 terabyte, which is massive,
for $99.
Plus home phone, plus the TV setup and all these other deals for $99 a month. And because we're only 10 minutes outside that area, we can only get wireless internet, and we have to pay $160 a month just for 25
gigabyte.
Well, there's still people in the States here that have dial-up internet where it goes through, and that's like, you know, when internet first came out and everybody had and if anybody calls while you're on, it'll knock you off, or and it takes 10 minutes just to get turned on. And I don't mean turned on like, you know, I found the ball, but
and take about 15 minutes just to load 1 pair of boobs. Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
And when it would come on, it would say, "You've got mail."
My mum used to do the Power Talk when Power Talk was first out. She used to do Power Talk.
Now, what is that?
It's like it was your first ever chat site.
Basically, how we've got the side, you know how we've got the side chat here that everyone's talking in.
Right.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
It was just that you could get.
Oh, but no pictures or anything.
No pictures at all.
Oh.
And
no, Lisa, there's still people that have dial-up. My neighbor next door, she has dial-up because it's so cheap that I guess, like, if you, I don't know, maybe she's never experienced the faster internet. I don't know. Because as fast as ours goes, I get frustrated with it. I'm like, hurry up.
Yeah.
you know,
Ours is normally
can't-
pretty fast. It's just the dropouts that we have.
Papa Linus reckons his is crazy fast. Well, that was the word around. Everyone was saying you were really fast, Papa Linus, especially the women from Texas.
That's where all my exes are.
Yeah, y'all talking about all these gigabytes, terabytes, and I don't know. Only kind of bite I know is mosquito bites.
Mosquito bite.
Well, you could have got that big bug bite a while ago.
Although I do kind of miss when you turn your tablet on or your computer, it not greeting you, because when our very first computer, it always said, "You have mail. You've got mail." Now it doesn't say anything. It dings all the time, all day long. It's a dinging because that bell is ringing. I'm like, oh, just got happy.
Yeah.
I cut that bell off. I can still see it when it comes, but I just can't handle that noise.
Oh, I don't use my mobile much, and so when I do turn it on, it bings a lot.
Mine.
You don't wear makeup, and here's a deck. Come shoot the shit with Pam and Rick.
Mine is constantly binging, and it usually says breaking news, breaking news. Like
everyone in chat too. If you haven't subbed each other, sub up to each other. If you want to help each other out and support each other, sub.
I've been sitting on my hands all night just so that I, don't let it slip.
Don't let what slip?
I'm trying to stay out of trouble. You can try to hide, but it will find you.
Your titties aren't burning, are they?
It's already found us.
I know. It's a
crazy. Do you ever get a minute of peace?
Oh, yeah. Okay, y'all have to see this, okay? I got to show you this. You heard it ding, right?
Hey, Elijah.
Okay, look at this.
What does it say?
Let me cover this other part up. But, wait a minute. Oh, quit sending me stuff. It says, can you see it?
No, it's glary.
I think I'm going to have a shave tonight. I'm looking shaggy.
It says breaking news. That was the text I just got.
Hey, I shaved last night. Nobody even knows.
And everybody is dying to
showing up a bit of cleft chin there, Ricky. Yeah, got a bit of cleft chin, mate.
Who's her mama shut her channel down? And yeah, we know that though.
We get that, lovely.
Not our fault, was it? Nope. I don't think it was. No, most of the time I don't take things like, I don't stress over them. I don't pay a lot of attention to the trolls. I don't let that faze me one little bit. If I know I'm right, I'm going to stand my ground regardless of who it makes mad. If you are doing something that is wrong, that is affecting a lot of people, then I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
And sometimes people get mad about that sometimes.
Well, it's one thing to bullshit and carry on making up stories, fair enough if you don't hurt anyone, but when you start asking people for money over it, that's just con men.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel. And I look at it as, well, we could have just left it alone and she could still be taking your money, you know. And then you find out a year later, and then, well, why didn't y'all tell us?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me if you knew?
It saddens me that someone would go to that extent also to pretend to have an illness and to collect money. It's just so wrong.
It makes you wonder if there is a mental disorder, a mental disconnect, something.
Yeah. But I guess plenty of people do it.
I think it's just easy money, Pam. I don't think there's a lot more to it than just bloody lazy thieving thoughts.
It's sad. I can't imagine. First of all, I wouldn't want to shave my head. No, don't even want. I know I'd probably look cute bald headed, but
I'd try.
No, you wouldn't, Ricky. I know you wouldn't shave that hair off.
Ricky could never do that scam. I'd never be able to get his hair cut.
No.
Not in a million years.
John,
but, you know, people, man, we have gotten so much hate mail today.
Yeah.
For even bringing it up.
Hey, Gajendira.
And I don't even understand that. It's so confusing to me. But I don't like spend my whole day thinking about it.
No. It'd go crazy if you did.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry for the questions, John. I love questions. And it made a lot of news. The media were all over it. They have anything to do with America, the media, especially when, you know, politicians in with it. So, yeah, they made a big deal out of it. But the people of Australia, I don't think we really gave a rat's ass either way. We know our Prime Minister's a dickhead, and
the people in the United States made a big deal out of it too.
You know how we like to fight and argue.
There's one internet rule, and you learn it really quickly. You never discuss politics or religion.
Yeah. It's my parents always brought me up like that. You never ever, even in real life, discuss politics or religion.
That's exactly right. So when people ask me about politics, I'm always, no. I will tell you anything you want to know about that scumbag over there, but I'm not going to discuss politics or religion.
Yeah.
So do you like Donald?
Our last live stream, towards the end of it,
good night,
we
Lisa.
started discussing, because the people in the chat were bringing it up. Night, Lisa. The people in the chat for the live stream were asking us about it, and we started discussing some American politics and gun laws, and that was probably sort of dangerous ground to walk territory. On. But I don't mind, as long as people are sensible.
Yeah, Americans are very passionate when it comes to that kind of stuff. That's why I avoid it, because you can't give the right answer. There is no right answer. I know, Tony. I'm like, that was the first thing my son told me, Mom, y'all are going to do YouTube. Do not discuss politics or religion. He said, you will be shut down.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how we've kept from being shut down with what we do discuss.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're just normal everyday people. So the same as us.
That's the way I look at it.
The older I get, the more I realise there's not black and white in everything. There's different shades in everything.
I'm not normal at the end of the day. Because I'm not here thinking when I'm going to kill my next bug.
You ain't even normal at the beginning of the day, let alone the end.
I start off close to normal, but by the end of the day, nowhere near it.
Yeah, we don't even know what we're going to talk about when we do our live stream. It'll be like 5 minutes before 9, and I'll be like, what are we going to talk about? He'll say, I don't know. I'll say, me either. We have no clue.
Yeah.
Because if we try to decide what
See you,
we're gonna
Tony.
talk,
Thanks very much for calling in.
we never end up talking about what we say we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
It always gets changed.
I think a little bit of the chat determines what you talk about also. It depends on what's going on in chat too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I have found people that live stream with somebody else, it's easier to bounce off that other person, to have that companion and bit of banter between you.
Yeah.
Oh, I think doing it by yourself is extremely hard.
Yeah.
Extremely. When I was on vacation and I was trying to do it by myself, I was like, because you don't have anybody to interject with,
Yeah.
you know. So I don't know how they do it all by themselves.
I've done just fine, thank you.
See you, Lisa. Thanks heaps for coming over and joining us.
Lisa leaving?
Night, Lisa.
Hey,
Good night, Lisa.
how close do you reckon I could get the camera to the goldfish? I want to show you. There's one goldfish looks like
Oh,
it's got
I don't think
lipstick
you would
on.
be. You'll have to do it in a video.
No, I'm going to try and get it now.
You won't get it. Hi guys.
I'll be
Yes, don't drop anything.
You tell me if I'm getting it.
Well, at the moment we're looking up in arms. Okay, down. Okay, there she is. Yep. That white goldfish with the red on it, she's got lipstick on her lips.
Oh, look,
That's
this one
Oh,
right
I
here.
see it.
That's Hot Lips Houlihan. Am I following her?
Hot Lips Houlihan, we call her.
Can you see
Oh
it?
my God, from MASH.
Yeah. Yeah, because she's got red lipstick on.
See it?
I
Yeah.
love that black one.
That is cool.
Yeah, okay,
Love
come back.
that black.
I should turn the pump on and watch them scoot around.
You're making people
Oh,
dizzy
that
now.
black speckled one. Yeah, look.
That's the roof.
Well, it flipped off over.
Ugh.
All the babies.
Do you think all of them will live?
They should do if we take the parents out.
I mean, that's like 200 fry.
That's what I had to do to my Jack Dancy's. I actually took the fry out and
Yeah.
left the parents in there.
It'll be easy to get the parents out, I think, rather than the babies.
Yeah, it is. It's probably a lot easier.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I
You
love
know,
that.
Pam,
Yeah.
the parents try and keep them together. It's getting really hard for them now because they're a little bit bigger, but they would collect them in their mouth, suck up about 6 of them, go and spit them out in an area and try and move them all, keep them together.
Okay.
So they move them around with their mouth.
Yeah.
And then if I put food in there, they break up the food, crush it up, and then spit it out so it's tiny for the babies to eat.
That is so.
They really look up.
That is really cool.
Yeah, my Jack Dancy's was like that. My Jack Dancy's, they mate like rabbits.
Yeah, I guess in the wild, they'd have to breed like that just for a few to survive, wouldn't they? Because everything would eat them.
I mean, you're going to have 200 convicts in there.
And looks like most of them will be albino too. So I didn't know whether they would throw back to the stripes or not.
Does
Tony?
yours have the red eyes?
No, I think they've got brown.
No, these ones don't.
Ricky's had red eyes. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, well that's proper albino. These ones might be what they call pink. I'm not sure.
That's right. Your flower horns have got red eyes, and I don't like fish with red eyes.
it's scary. They look like little demons.
Yeah. I find the ones with red eyes are more aggressive.
Well, I love the blood parrot's eyes. Oh my gosh, they almost look human. Their eyes.
Yeah.
I love the blood parrots.
The Oscars more than anything watch me outside the tank. Like they actually really sort of tend to know what's going on outside the tank.
They look like grumpy old men.
We'll have to move Bruce down because, like, Bruce is a big bitch. She's huge.
Really?
Yeah, we named her Bruce because at the beginning we thought she was male, but it turned out she's female, and she's huge.
So are you going to breed her with one of the Oscars behind you?
No. Anytime we put males in there, she beats them up.
I'm that kind of woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, come here, boy. I'll bend you over that driftwood.
Well, I see the tiger Oscar swimming up to the tank there.
Yeah.
It was.
The albino.
Went back there, yeah.
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 That one's been swimming right there like that for the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvia, the biggest one, the albino sitting still there now. She's a long Oscar. And she was in a fish shop, a dingy little fish shop. They mainly had birds, and she didn't know anything about fish. And she had it in just a cold tank with no heater, and she was laying on the bottom, looked half dead. She just wasn't moving. And I said, you know, they're supposed to have a heater. And she said, oh no, this one was bred for cold water, which is bullshit. And she had $50-$60 on her. So I offered her $20 because that's all I had on me, and she ended up letting me take her. So I brought her home, and she just powered on.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that driftwood in your goldfish tank. Was it the goldfish tank that had it? It was the convict. The convict. The convict.
Yeah, I've got in a few.
Electric yellow.
That's only a little one in convicts. It probably looks bigger close up.
Yeah, it's like a twisty looking piece of driftwood.
Yeah, that's in the convicts.
Yeah, with the convicts.
I mean, not the convicts. Electric yellows.
Both of them have got it.
If you get them things to live without killing each other, they're beautiful fish.
Yeah.
Look how big the bowels are.
Yeah.
They do look like, don't they?
I still can't get over how big your sharks are.
He bought them that way.
Because ours was stunning.
Yeah, they came because we buy secondhand tanks. They came with a secondhand tank. The Bella sharks.
Upstairs when I
Oh, okay. I was upstairs. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. But the only ones I've seen that size have been in a really big display tank in a fish shop. I've never seen anyone else have them this big either. They're massive.
Oh, Cheryl says she has red blood parrot fish in her 55-gallon. The blood parrots I love, absolutely love. And I had 6 of them. And then we got up one day, and one of them had gotten stuck upside down in between the rocks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how does a fish drown? But it did.
It died.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, we've lost a few getting wedged in pipes and that sort of thing.
And I found it happen a lot more if there's an aggressive fish in the tank. They try and hide in really tight spots to get away from them, and they get stuck.
Yeah.
Well, they were trying to breed, and it was like swooping down and getting sand and moving it. You know, they like work 24/7, and it scooped down and flipped over. I'm assuming. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
G'day, Rachel. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Rum Mug's got blood parrots too, eh? He's got some nice ones.
Yeah, I love them. I didn't know they come in red.
Yeah, they come in
I
different
thought they were
colors.
all orange.
You can get them yellow, white.
See, I want discus.
That's what we're going to put in the living room tank.
Yeah, discus are pretty dear here. They're a dear fish.
We brought a tank, must have been about 10 years ago, and it came with discus.
Or longer.
And at the time, Grant didn't know anything much about the fish. And he gave them to his friend's mate, and they were $300 fish.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah.
Tank, he knew about fish, and he helped me pick up this tank. I was just getting it for our Red Devil because I wanted a big tank. And I got these discus with the tank, and I said, I don't really want them. And he said, I'll take them. So I gave him 2. I found out afterwards, no bloody wonder he wanted them. They were like $300 worth of fish.
Yeah.
They're massive, big.
Yeah, them things are very expensive fish.
And he was a pretty good friend too, but he didn't mind.
No, he went, thank you very much.
Yep.
At our fish store over here close to us, they got some. They're probably about that big.
Yep.
And they're $150.
And that, you know, that's a lot of money for a fish.
Yeah, for something that can die.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel says she's subscribing tonight to y'all.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rach. Really appreciate if anyone joins up and subscribes to us that it hasn't already. If you can hit the thumbs up for us and sub to anyone else in the room that you want to, go ahead.
I've got my hair up still. I washed my hair, so I've got it all tied back.
We're really happy with this merchandise, this new shirt design.
What does it say in the circle part?
Take time for the simple joys. Just it goes round and round in a circle.
It just keeps saying take time for the simple joys over and over until it hits the center.
I like that.
That's cool. Yeah.
The first design Collette put in
is that one.
Yeah, the cup
like
we are over.
Yeah. So the first shirts had that on it, and then she just put this design in the other day.
I really like that. I do. I like how it does the circle.
Yeah, I wanted something different for the design, so I designed that.
Oh, that's cool. My son did ours, and then he did rainbow.
Yeah.
Her shirts today, and her hoodie.
Awesome.
We're thinking of.
We need to get him to do us a fish shirt like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted the fish on this one because not only do we like fish and we got heaps of them. Collette and I are both Pisces, our star sign. So it's the 2 fish for that too.
Tony wants to know, Ricky, did you get your 125-gallon tank yet?
Not yet. Not yet.
He's not found any at yard sales or what we call Craigslist, where they advertise, used stuff. Can't find one except for something that's like 5 hours away.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're on Facebook though, aren't you? Just try the buy sell shop swap sites on your area.
Yeah, that's what we do, but we're in such a small area.
We have to travel.
In this area, we don't have like a lot of fish stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same, Ricky.
Stores are like closed down. They might be 1 or 2.
What's the furthest place you've traveled for a tank?
Probably up the coast.
You went somewhere about 4 hours away with Terry once, didn't you? Yeah, 4 hours for a 1 tank.
That's what I'm going to end up having to go and get one for him, because he can't go that far. But
yeah, and then once you get them big tanks, they get heavy, and then you've got to try and cart them and make sure they don't crack. It's a real hassle. Little
Wayne asked, "Can you throw a boomerang?"
I can, mate. Yeah, because not everyone can throw a boomerang. There's a bit of a trick to it. You've got to throw it on the right way first, and then you've got to do it sort of on a diagonal angle. Throw it out, so it doesn't just throw straight out and come back. It sort of goes around, loops back around to you, and does a bit of a half circle. Because I practiced heaps when I was younger.
Oh, you'll have to know how to do that.
Yeah, but we should take it up.
We hung up on the wall that.
The hard part with the boomerang, because they're so thin, if they do come back to you, hard to see, so you can knock yourself out. Because if they come back at eye level, they're really thin and you can hardly see them. If they come back at that right level as your eye, they'll smack you in the head.
Well, I absolutely love the boomerang that y'all sent us.
You're gonna have to.
It's nice. Hey, I thought you'd like that,
I'm
Pam.
not gonna ever throw it though because I don't want it to get like messed up.
And that's not a real heavy duty throwing one.
We might have to do a throwing video
Yeah.
to show you how to.
That would be cool to watch.
We're gonna get one and let her throw it. We'll do a throwing video.
Oh, Little Wayne said just got one from your country.
Yeah.
They did?
Little Wayne.
Oh, cool, Wayne.
You have to have a didgeridoo too.
They're really dear for the proper big ones. Even like smaller ones, you pay a fair price for ones that are done properly.
We got today at the post office. Who was it sent it to us? Now I just went blank on who it was. But anyway, a bunch of the glasses that you wear to watch the eclipse with.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So I'm excited about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had the meteor shower here the other night, but it was between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. and I was sleeping, so I missed it.
My son would call me and wake me up. Mom, go look.
I'm usually up bug hunting.
Yeah. One year we laid out, we put a mattress in the backyard and looked up at the stars, didn't we? That was nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, I've done that, but I didn't see very many stars. I think because my eyes was closed.
Hey, I wonder if I put them things on, will it make the bugs bigger?
I don't know, but I wish I could remember who that came from. I can't remember, but I'll show it tomorrow on our live stream.
So were you saying you laid out under the stars with your hubby?
Yeah, that's why I didn't see any stars.
Just talk about the first thing that popped up.
Yeah, that was the wrong kind of stars.
Oh, you got those on? John said he got those on eBay. Well, somebody sent them to us. Somebody, gosh, I can't think of who that was. Save my life.
You got them out of the van, didn't you?
Yeah, I swear I want to say it was Beck, but I don't know. I don't want to call the wrong person out and then it hurts somebody. So
Linus asked me if I ever boxeroo. Bugger that, Papa Linus. You get a good size roo, they'll open you up from your neck to your groin, mate.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like to be boxing one.
Oh, out behind the fish tanks. Her grandfather used to find fish tanks out behind the fish stores, the pet stores.
Yeah, I wished I could do that.
When is the eclipse? I don't even know when the eclipse is.
I don't know.
It's like the 20. It's in the 20s. I don't know. 21st,
In the
22nd.
20s.
Somewhere one of those 20 days.
I'll be right back.
Where are you heading?
I've got something to show.
He's up and moving.
What do you reckon? Is it show and tell time?
Show and tell. Go for it. August 21st. That's right. I said the 20. I said 21 first.
I have no idea what he's bringing in, so it's going to be good.
Yes, it's an animal of some sort.
And we'll find out in a minute.
And it's going to be a rooster.
Does he have any turtles out there?
No, we don't at the moment. It's been too cold to go to the river.
When we were at Jekyll Island, we went to what was supposed to be a turtle like area where you could go and just see all of them.
Yeah.
You know, out on the ocean, the river, the bay part. I never seen one turtle there. Not one.
They were hiding from them.
And there were like caution signs, you know, to slow down driving because of turtle crossing and stuff. I never seen one single turtle.
What other signs do you have for animals to slow down with crossings? Is that common?
Yes, deers. In Alaska, it's moose.
Yeah.
But it's around here. It's more deer.
Up on Signal Mountain, where we're from, they have bear signs.
You have the koala signs, and we have kangaroo signs. Oh, I see what he's got now. I don't. They put
it's a roaster. What is it? An iguana?
You'll have to
What
see.
is that?
It's a blue claw.
I can't see it.
I'll pull that door down.
Oh, all right. I just got to be careful, or else the nippers will get me.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
A blue one? Is it blue?
Is that like a crawfish?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's huge.
And it's blue, ain't it?
He's just shed too. He sheds.
Wow.
Just try and.
Never seen one that big.
Oh. Nearly got me. You nearly got me.
That'll be.
Oh, he's gonna get.
He's gonna bite you.
Oh, I bet that would hurt.
Okay, that's underneath him.
So he's white underneath.
Yep. And then.
Okay, where's his tail backer then?
I just got to be careful, because if them nippers get me, I'll know it.
Oh yeah, them things hurt.
There we go. Can you see his head?
Sort of.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
go take him back before he bites.
Look at those claws. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we've had him nearly 2 years now.
All right, I'm going to put him back.
That's the
Y'all got him in the tank?
Yeah, we do.
He's in his own little tank, yeah.
He's
But he's still upstairs. His nippers.
Is he in there by himself? Wow.
Yeah, he's in by himself.
Huge.
I'm sure he would eat the fish.
Yeah, he does. I made a mistake of putting him in with the goldfish, because like he needed somewhere to go, and I put him in with goldfish, and he grabbed hold of the goldfish. He
Yeah.
Oh, what does he eat? Like snails?
I know Grant puts pellets in for him. He eats pellets.
Wow.
He eats the fish pellets.
Wow.
Cool.
So do they live a long time?
I'm not real sure, Pam. As I said, he's had 3 sheds. So he's shed his old skin 3 times. So I don't know whether that goes on his age.
Wow.
Do you have him in like a full tank of water?
Yeah, he is. And he's got a bit of wood and a pipe in there, so he can get up and do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. That's cool.
That was awesome looking.
They got a couple of them at our store down
Yeah,
there.
but I wouldn't want one of them because I'd be afraid if it got out of the tank.
Yeah, many years ago, we used to breed them. We had a male and a female and bred them, and they had babies.
Are they always blue?
Yep, those ones are. They're blue claw.
Okay.
They're pretty.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. I got a what you call, how do you pronounce that fish?
What fish?
The dragonfish, the real name.
Oh, I don't know.
Perch?
I don't have a clue what it is.
Something like that. It's supposed to be the oldest dragon around right now.
It looks like kind of like a snake,
No,
but
it
it's got, the little dragon humpy dumps on.
Like
There's
a
girl. Oh, guy. See, I call it girl.
don't. That's pretty.
Don't let him bust the tank.
sit. Come on, sit down.
I did so.
Good boy.
The door stay open.
He's a big old boy, ain't he?
Oh, I just love that dog.
I'm not talking to him.
No. Sit. Say something.
I'm more worried about him knocking the lead out to the ladder.
Good boy.
He's
You're
right.
sitting down beside me
He's
now.
right if he stays up here with us. Hey, Jesse.
Look at squat with his tail, he'd break a tank.
You've probably never seen Jessie before.
No? Now, is
Yeah.
that a collie?
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jess. You call Jess, bub.
yes.
Just to get her.
No, she's a blue cattle dog.
Oh.
Okay, out. Olivia's out.
You can stay.
Mama has spoke.
Come on. No.
Oh,
Well, you better
listen.
throw me in the house, Bubba, or else I get that lead.
So there's one in our paper that someone is selling. And
A Great Dane.
yes.
How old?
How old was it?
It
was a puppy, but it was
a
big.
puppy. They called it a puppy.
They stay puppies for a long time. Like most big dogs, the bigger they are, the longer they stay a puppy, really. Even though they're so big and tall, they've still got a puppy head.
But it kind of looked a little like Diesel. It was.
They had big gray spots
instead of
and
black.
then black little dots and spots all over it.
Oh, okay, it'd be a cross between a Harlequin and a Merle. A Merle is the grey colour.
Yeah, well, I want one like Diesel. I like the black and white.
Yeah.
Now, did you adopt Diesel?
Yeah, he was in a Facebook group giveaway. And sorry, I was just watching Collette struggle with the door. Hang on a sec.
That's all right. I've got it now. I've got it.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, he was giveaway, and they advertised him as giveaway, and they had heaps of interest in it. Lots of people said they wanted him, but I just put our details forward and told them the property we were on and that, and I think I might have even sent her a couple of photos and some information, and to my surprise, she actually got back to us and said, come around and just see how he goes with you. And once I went around there, I just connected with him straight away. There was no problem at all. So he came home with us.
Yeah.
But he was in a tiny little house yard here, and I think she worked too, and he was home by himself all the time. So I don't think he had much of a life. So I call it a rescue, but it wasn't like from a adoption mob or a rescue agency. It was just private.
Diesel.
Oh, you just missed him, Kim. Oh, Colette's got a snake.
Oh, what
Yep.
the hell? Is that a pet? Is that a pet?
It's a fake one.
Oh.
Yeah, I had her scared. Don't like snakes.
Oh my God.
A toy snake, Kimberly.
Oh my God.
You're half a world away, Pam, and you started to lift out of your seat.
That looks real. Whoa.
This thing has been getting around our yard for about 2 years now. The kids always move it and try and put it somewhere to scare us. It's just an ongoing joke.
I found it in a pant leg of my washing one.
It gets put everywhere. It literally moves every week. It goes somewhere new, and it's been doing that for about 2 years.
I would have chopped it up by now.
It still gets me sometimes because we do get snakes around here. So
But see, I play with the kids too because I hide it on them also.
and put it in their bedroom sometimes, or sometimes I hang it over the gate. People that visit us have got done by it.
Even the birds get scared by it. Yeah.
A lot of rubber snakes and fake snakes look really fake, but this one's really good, and it's been getting around for a couple of years, so it's all grotty and dirty, and it looks the part.
Yeah, it looked real.
I thought it was real. Oh.
You would have been grabbing.
Sometimes when I pull it out, I make it wriggle around like that.
Yeah, I thought it was real. I thought, oh my goodness, they're raising snakes.
He would have been grabbing right here.
No. Okay, Ricky's gonna talk to y'all for a little bit till you get rid of that thing.
It's gone.
They make me snakes make me have nightmares. Oh my goodness.
She don't like my dragonfish because she said it looks like a snake.
It does. I've been.
Lisa got up to pee. She doesn't need to pee anymore. She's running down both the legs.
Just change your pants, Lisa.
Oh,
Where's Bobby?
it's very realistic looking.
Yeah, it's the best one we've ever found. So it just keeps hanging around.
Oh,
It really has been the longest running joke around here for about 2 years.
oh
Do you
my
know
goodness.
what a dragonfish looks like?
No, I don't think so. What do you mean I don't want to hear about fish? Have a look around me, Pam.
It looks like a snake. That's what it
No,
looks like.
it don't. It's got the dragon like the fins on it. Look like the part of a dragon fins, and it can walk on the bottom by its.
Oh, are you talking about an axolotl?
It can also live out of the water for I
axolotl.
think
2 hours.
2 hours.
Do they look anything like a mud skipper?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, like a salamander.
Yeah, they got like real powerful jaws.
And has it got like a does its head actually look a little bit like the head of a penis? Like a helmet head with frills?
Yeah.
Now I can look at it differently.
Yeah, we call them Mexican walking fish.
No longer will I look at it as a snake. I will look at it as a penis.
Everybody calls it different. But when I
Yeah.
bought, the guy at the fish store said it's supposed to be the oldest dragonfish that lives now.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we call Mexican walking fish.
yeah, the real name is like a birch or something like that. It's a weird name. But
I'll have to look it up. I'm thinking of axolotls, we call them.
Well,
And
this one right here gets
a little
about,
bit of meat.
This one here gets about 2 foot long.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's in the fish video that Ricky did.
Right now, he's still a baby. He's about yay long. He's grown since I got him. He was like real little when I got him.
oh,
Right, Lisa.
That's big. That's heaps bigger than the Mexican walking fish.
Yeah.
I'm changing his name to Willie.
Willy.
Free
Thanks so much for coming in, Lisa. See you later.
But yeah, he'll like dart at the top of the water. And when he does that, he's getting a little air.
Yeah.
They say they do that all the time.
And they can hold their breath for ages. Hey, is that them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dorothy, it's not a snakehead fish, but it looks similar to it.
Maybe it's a turtle without a shell.
Maybe it needs circumcised.
But it can walk. It can walk. Like a,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
She said Diesel is beautiful.
Yeah,
But
he's lovely.
It loves to hide a lot.
Yeah, we had 2 axolotls also, and they we got rid of them because they didn't do anything. They weren't entertaining.
They couldn't juggle or anything.
Yeah. I got him a big old tree log that's got a hole in it, and he goes down in that hole. You won't see.
You know what Tim does with those trees with holes in them, eh?
Huh?
Tim likes them trees with holes in them.
Yeah, I know.
What in the world is Papa Linus talking about? He said, can you further more decided to use even to go need look more like?
I don't know.
He left that message. He left that comment on one of our videos, and I still can't work it out.
I don't know. I think it's predictive text doing something.
No, he's doing it on purpose.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Oh my goodness.
But I think he's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome to the channel. Thanks, Cheryl.
He can kill a fish in just a minute. Because once he gets it in his mouth, the bottom plate is made strong enough to crush it.
I'll have to look them up. They sound like they're a bigger, heavier version of the walking fish. They must be the same sort of thing, but a bigger species.
Yeah.
Wow, Dorothy.
Papa Linus, do you want to try and decipher your message?
Dorothy said axolotls are a lot of work too. Have to change 40% of their water every day.
Yeah, they're filthy.
That's a lot of work for one fish.
Yeah, they're dirty. When I was a kid, I had one, and I won a, there was a little local pet show at the church up the road, and I took him up, and I won most unusual pet with the little axolotl.
Oh, Karen's back.
Welcome back, Karen.
Welcome back, Karen.
You missed the snake.
I don't know.
You missed show and tell, Karen.
I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing when it gets 2 foot.
Hey, show Karen y'all's pet snake.
Oh.
She loves it.
Collette threw it.
We got this guy that's a fish show guy. And he goes fishing a lot for exotic fish. And he caught one. Now, out in the wild, they said they grow 3 to 5 feet. And he caught one that was 3 foot.
That's crazy.
There you go, Karen. You missed Cyril the snake.
What the crap?
Make sure you hold
He kisses the snake.
Want me to kiss him?
Yeah, kiss it. Be careful.
It's just a toy snake.
It's a rubber snake, Karen.
Oh, she said she loves snakes.
I wouldn't be touching it if it was a real snake.
Yeah, Papa Linus, goldfish are really dirty.
Yeah, they are. They
Yep.
poop. Them things poop every 5 seconds.
Oscars are kind
But
of
they can live in filth. These ones that I got here, in the big tank, I got them from an outside pond in someone's yard, and it was like dark green soup. It was really thick, the pond they come out of. You couldn't see them until they come right up to the surface for food. You could just see a little bit of their backs, and that was it. I had no idea what I was getting. A guy said you can have goldfish $2 each if you can catch them. And I went and fished out heaps out of this really dark green pond, and that's them.
Oh, Little Wayne says they have koi. 31 of them.
Nice.
They grow huge.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they get big.
And they're expensive fish when they
Yeah.
get really big. Yeah. 31. That must be a huge pond.
I'm glad, Cheryl.
She had a little pond here, and there was a hawk that was flying around, and it landed back there on the pond, and it was sitting there catching the fish.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought about doing one here, but there's too many things that can get into them.
Yeah, if I make one here, I've got to cover it over with mesh and wire so the birds can't get into it.
See, that's what we didn't do. We should have done that, but didn't even think about it. But if I ever do it again,
We also
I would. Huh?
We also got to stop toads getting in ours. We've
Yeah.
got cane toads here in Queensland. And if they get in the water, they're poisonous. Something else that'll poison your sting.
Do you have toads over there? They have big toads, don't you?
That's bullfrogs.
Oh, bullfrogs. You don't have cane toads?
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
He was a good friend of mine.
I never understood a single word he said.
But he always drank my wine.
There you go. Sing joy to the world.
All the boys and girls.
Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea.
I said joy to you and me.
Hey! Yeah, we have cane toads.
Your part, Ricky. If I were king of the world. Ready for Ricky. You know I like the ladies.
Go ahead, he's waiting.
He's away.
Your part.
What part is that?
Kill you,
I
bud.
always love Ricky for the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aaron, that's true. That sounds like our cane toads. They're poisonous to the dogs.
Yeah, and if the cat gets them, it causes them to foam.
Foam at the mouth, yeah.
Yeah.
If they just get a little bit, it'll give them hallucinations and make them trip out and go all vicious and crazy.
David, fish tank.
Hey, David's fish tanks.
We dancing.
In summer, we might have to catch one and show
What are we
them.
catching?
A toad. You can catch it, but you can have gloves on.
They're ugly little buggers.
John Jacobs said, I heard of people licking toads to get high. Is that correct?
Yeah, you got to be careful though. I wouldn't do it.
Whoa, you mean you could actually get high from licking a toad?
Yeah, it'd send you on a trip.
Enjoy this trip.
And it is a trip.
Wow. I've never heard of such. I mean, are y'all cutting up or is that like real?
No, that's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Just from licking the toad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it
They got poisonous glands. They got poisonous glands and they release it.
Wow.
Dang, if the people knew that here, they'd be getting high every day.
They'd be walking around with frogs all day long.
Yeah, we've got to stop Diesel playing with them when they come in the yard. If he chews them, he can. Like, I wouldn't want him to go psycho.
No.
He's way too big.
Oh.
And it does. It sends them into a hallucinative state, and they're not aware of their surroundings. We had one dog that did it, and it was bad.
Did he ever like come down from it, or is it just?
Yeah.
We actually thought he was going to die. We actually prepared for him to die, and he
went into shock after he came down from it. His whole system crashed.
Yeah.
And he went like he was unconscious. He actually looked like he was dead for about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the next day he was up and he was fine.
But as soon as it happened, when he was frothing at the mouth, we hosed out his mouth.
Kind of like an acid trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much, Ricky. Just like a really bad acid trip.
Yeah, it was frightening.
That's why the people lick them. It's like an acid trip, but it can go bad.
What kind of frog is that?
It's a cane toad.
A what?
They're really big pest environment hazard. But the funny part is we introduced them. They brought them to Queensland, Australia, because we do heaps of sugar cane, and it turns out they couldn't even eat the bloody sugar bug anyway. The beetle, cane beetle. They can't jump. Oh, they can jump, but they can't climb like frogs.
Yeah.
So it was a failed attempt, but in the process, they wiped out heaps of wildlife because these toads kill everything with their poison. They even kill snakes if snakes eat the toads.
Wow, that's some powerful toads.
Yeah.
They're ugly. They're shocking ugly.
I thought the most poisonous ones were always the bright colored, pretty ones.
Yeah, they're more poisonous. That's a arrow frog in
the dart frog.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all have them?
No.
No.
Dorothy says she don't think they have any poisonous toads in New York. No, but you got a lot of cabbies.
We went to Sydney once, and it was the funniest thing. We hopped into a cab to get a lift somewhere, and he went to pull out and he cut off a big bus, and the bus driver sat on his horn honking and then pulled up beside the cabbie, and the cabbie wound his window down, and the bus driver opened his automatic doors up, so the doors went opened up, and as soon as the doors opened up, the bus driver going, "Ah, you fucking idiot, rah, rah, rah," going off at the cabbie. And as soon as the cabbie went to answer him back and argue back at him, every time the cabbie opened his mouth to argue, the bus driver shut his doors again and couldn't hear him. And then he'd open them up, rah, 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 argue back at him, shut the doors.
He was having some major road rage.
We're just sitting in the back of the cab going, what?
Oh, God.
The bus driver didn't want to hear it, though. He shut the doors.
She says she lives in the mountains of New York.
Oh, the Jack Dempsey's here.
No.
Yeah, I got to show Rick.
He'll hide again. Down.
Behind set. Wearing a Simple Joys t-shirt.
Oh, that's pretty. Is that the Texas Cichlid?
That's
no,
a Jack
that's
Dempsey.
A Jack Dempsey behind Sev.
Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
Boy, that gold several is pretty.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Mine are green.
Aaron, they have the link to their merchandise. Under your about, or where's it at, Collette?
I think it's on the under the about, and it's also on the header of our channel.
Can you see, Sue?
Look at it. Beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like a blood parrot.
That's how they come out with a blood parrot.
Okay, you need to follow him if you're going to follow him.
No, the Jack Dempsey's coming.
The Jack Dempsey's coming out.
Can you see him?
My Jack Dempsey's are like a blackish color.
It's a darker, but they're hiding.
They're like a real dark black looking.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, he's got fry. He's got about 200.
Yeah, what are you doing? No, they saw him. That's why he said it.
Right. Oh, the convict.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
David.
Oh, yeah, David's in here.
Yeah, he had a look. He saw you fry.
David, just type in if you want to see albino convicts, electric yellow, flower horn, or
I think that's right.
Goldfish.
Yeah, David's got some of them African cichlids. He's got black convicts, the striped ones.
Yeah. I got one of them in that tank. He's just out with the Severin now.
Our last place we lived at, Tony, so we used to have a veranda, and its doors opened up onto the veranda, and it was just like a slidey screen door. And a green tree snake came into one of the kids' rooms, and our youngest pulled on its tail, thinking it was a toy snake. And we were still sleeping, and our eldest found it and got it outside.
Oh,
Happened here.
We had a brown snake in one of the kids' rooms last year.
Yeah.
And brown snake is the second most venomous snake in the world.
Oh,
And
no.
it was about 4 foot long. So it had enough venom to kill everyone in the house easily.
So I've always heard, I don't know if this is true, what my grandmother always told me. If you put mothballs under your house, you know, that the snake, it keeps snakes away.
Oh, okay.
Smell, or I don't know. Do you know what mothballs are? Do y'all have them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mothballs.
The ingredient in mothballs is naphthalene. I've never heard that, but yeah, it could. I've heard a couple of different ones. People say if you put old engine oil around your fence line, that stops the snakes from coming in.
You can buy their snake repellent. What are they? They're like your strobing things that you put in the ground.
They
and
run
it
a little
throws
current through the ground, but
current.
all reckon they don't really work. The only thing that's really for sure to work is to keep the food supply down. If you haven't got, you know, rats, mice,
Yeah,
or piles of rubbish around, that's the best thing you can do to keep snakes away.
Night, Beck. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks heaps, Beck.
Good night, Beck.
Good night, Beck.
And we're gonna get off here too. Thank y'all for having us so much.
Yeah, we'll wrap up. He's going to open up it all.
My phone's going dead. Ricky's gonna do a little something in a little
Thanks
bit.
very much. It's been fantastic.
But we've had a blast. I'm so glad that y'all invited us to come.
You're more than welcome.
Been sitting in that.
It felt like we felt like we really had you over for a visit, eh? It's been great.
Yeah.
I know. Where's my dessert and coffee?
It's not pumpkin pie.
Well, thank y'all for having us, and we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Enjoyed it. Love you guys.
Love you, Tank.
Bye.
Love you. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how to get out of here.
You're staying. You're here now, moving in.
You're more than welcome, John. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. It's been fantastic to have you here with us.
Really appreciate the support and everyone coming to join us. Had a great time.
Be safe and take time for the simple joys.
Bye.